What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans. Make sure you hit that like button, rack up them likes, bring in more hooligans. Let me know how you guys are doing. I'm gonna read through the schedule really quick, and then we'll read through the chat to make sure everything's running smoothly. Running a little bit late. Wasn't a whole lot of news to find. It's just the way things are. Just the way things are. Either there's nothing going on or it's a whole bunch of stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube. It's the way things are. That's why we're playing the game. So we'll be starting off today with a video titled, "This Will Only Lead to the Decay of America," talking about what's going on in Chicago. Then we have another video that shows a little bit more about what's going on in Chicago. It's titled, "Hundreds of Teenagers Flood into Downtown Chicago, Smashing Car Windows, Prompting Police Response." I think that video is from 2 days ago. All the videos, I bet all the videos you guys have seen that have to do with Chicago being chaotic will be in these two videos. Because I keep saying, this stuff isn't live. It's not like we're missing lives. This is a bunch of clips. And I bet you'll see all the clips you've seen all over the internet in these two videos. After that, we have a video titled, "Two Arrests for Setting Up Chinese Secret Police Station in New York." We've been covering that for like over 6 months now. There's a secret police station in New York. There's another one in Los Angeles, and there's probably more that we don't even know about. Apparently, they actually arrested somebody in connection with this. Who knows if anything will actually happen. Then we have a video titled, "Elon Musk Plans TruthGPT AI Chatbot to Rival Microsoft's," whatever it is, ChatGPT. He wants to have a truth bot because ChatGPT is woke. It's definitely woke. If you find ChatGPT, which you have to sign up for it and all that, if you ask it political questions, they'll give you political answers. They'll give you political correct answers. So Elon wants to make his own Truth GPT, which is kind of interesting because he actually started the funding for ChatGPT and then somehow lost touch with it. Now it's pretty much owned by Microsoft, so he's going to come out with his own version. And then we'll be wrapping things up on the YouTube side of things with New York man fatally shoots woman who made the wrong turn in his driveway. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. Pulled into the wrong driveway. He let her have it. I don't think it was called for, but we'll see. Then we have a Bud Light video we're going to play on the non-YouTube platforms. And depending on how time goes, in 45 minutes, KJP is supposed to be on stage with a White House Press Briefing. Although she'll probably have Kirby do all the talking and she'll just point the fingers at the pre-screened, reporters' questions and whatnot. We'll see how that goes. There's a good chance that we'll end up watching that on the non-YouTube platforms just because we may run out of videos before we get there. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it times out. If we stretch it out long enough, we'll be able to cover that and then go to the alternative platforms. But we will see. We'll pull this video up really quick. Then we're gonna make sure the chats are all running. I could be talking to no one. Interesting. What is going on here? I just went to send the video in and it doesn't exist anymore. Did it already get deleted? Is it already banned? Everything's banned on YouTube. That's something. Hold on a second. I'm telling you, it's so hard to find stuff. Alright, here we go. I found it. Silly YouTube. Alright, let's make sure everything's running smoothly. What's up, everyone, on the JeffMAC YouTube channel? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Robert? What's up, Witchy? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Toy Mafia again? What's up, Grey Wolf? What's up, B? Happy Freedom. What's up, Rasta? What's up, Matt? What's up, Shanti? What's up, No Mandates? What's up, Pat? Appreciate you guys being here. We're going to go with Dava. We're going to go with Dava. I don't know what your name is, but I appreciate you being here. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Watt Life? What's up, Lioness? You made it early to the live today. What's up, Jeffro? What's up, Wicked Patriot? I'm seeing all kinds of new names in here. What's up, Randolph? Yep, I'm not too far from Grand Rapids. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? I'm seeing all kinds of names I haven't seen in a while. Thank you so much, Jeffro, for continuing the membership program for 21 months. You're officially a hooligan, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Native, Sault Ste. Marie. Oh, you're not that far. You're not that far away. You're a fellow hooligander. All right. Make sure you guys rack them likes up before we get started here. Get this chat filled up. What's up, Adrian? What's up, everyone on the JeffMAC Live YouTube channel? Happy freedom. Let's see. What's up, everyone on Twitch? Looks like Twitch is running smoothly. What's up, Grey Wolf? What's up, Jack? What's up, Mr. Beansy Beans? Mr. Beansy Beans gifting another 5 subs over on Twitch. You're awesome, Mr. Beansy Beans. Thank you so much. You're really building the community over there. Let's see. I appreciate you guys all being here on Twitch. Can't get no one to watch on Kick. I don't know. I'm starting to think Kick is fake. I'm starting to think all the views that people are getting on Kick is bots. Can't get nobody to watch on Kick. I don't know. Even when I was playing the game yesterday, couldn't even get a single person to watch on Kick. I don't know what that's about. Oh, Odyssey. Are you running or are you not running? You've been giving me trouble the last couple days. Seems like it's working. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? What's up, Salty Ragu? What's up, Anthony? Oh, you got a lag? Yeah, you guys gotta let me know how it is on Odyssey. Odyssey acts like they're about to kick the bucket. It's like every day there's issues with Odyssey. I don't know what's going on with that. Don't know. Got a ton of people over on Rumble. What's going on Rumble? What's up, Rasta? What's up, Pinson? What's up, Coin Dragon? What's up, Free Mind Art? What's up, Spontaneous Sloth? What's up, Rebel Rex? What's up, KS4? What's up, everyone? Make sure you guys are hitting that plus button or like button or whatever it is on your end. It used to be a plus button, but now it's a thumbs up button, on at least on the PC. What's up, Santamp? If you use a browser, you should be able to find the live chat. Right now you're in the comments, but I appreciate you watching. What's up, everyone on jeffmaclive.com? What's up, Donna Sparks? Happy freedom. Probably gonna be working on the website later today. We'll see. We'll be playing the game too. After all of this, like 20 something people unsubscribed while I was playing the game yesterday. I don't know why people do that. And God forbid I do anything other than cover the news. What's up, Annette? There's a ton of new names over here. I wonder if YouTube is letting me out of the cage a little bit. My strike is supposed to expire on the 14th of next month. Hopefully I'm just being shadow banned, because I don't know, my reach has been really restricted lately, like hardcore. Mile High. I was playing Warzone yesterday, but I think today, well, maybe we'll do a vote today. I have Apex Legends, PUBG or whatever that's called, Fortnite. Haven't played any of those games. Got them downloaded though. We got Forza 5, whatever the new Forza is. Got that. Fallout 4. We'll do a vote. We'll see what everybody wants, but that's not gonna be a part of this live. They'll be next. That'll be next. All right, let's go ahead and get her started. Like I said, the first video we're gonna cover is titled "This Will Only Lead to the Decay of America." It's talking about Chicago.
Let's turn it over to Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. I'll pose that question. How long will we have to put up with this? I mean, yes, they're run by Democrats, but we go there, want to travel there, spend time there. Will it ever change?
2 points, Pete. Number one, in all likelihood, the young people shown on your video probably have never felt the firm hand of a father or the loving hand of a mother. Put another way, if you're a parent and you stop loving your kid's not going to stop loving you. Your kid's going to stop loving himself. But I don't know how government can make parents support their children. And that notwithstanding, our society, most civilized societies, are based on free will and responsibility. It doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter what someone's done to you or may have done to you. You are responsible for your actions. And if you take other people's stuff or you hurt other people personally, there have to be consequences. So when you have these woke race-baiting mayors and district attorneys who say, well, nobody's responsible. It's all society's fault. All that is going to do is lead to a decay of America. And, you know, I guess I should be philosophical and say, you know, the people elected these folks, elect a clown, expect the circus. But it breaks my heart to see cities like Chicago and New York and other major cities deteriorating because the mayors and the prosecutors think that cops are a bigger problem than criminals.
Thank you for that reminder. You know, we talk about police and we talk about policies, but it does come back to faith in the home. And when you lose that, you can't make up for it elsewhere. But would even just enforcing the rule of law and having a police presence that says lawlessness would not be tolerated, at least in the interim, maintain some sort of civility?
Well, you just can't, without order, there is no justice. You just cannot tolerate antisocial behavior. What you allow is what will continue.
That's right. That's exactly right. Senator Kennedy, thank you so much, as always. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
Well, I think he said it pretty good. He said, if you stop loving your kid, they don't stop loving you back. They just stop loving themselves. I think that's pretty interesting phrasing there. I think that stuff is true because, like I'm always saying, it's not a skin color issue. It's a poor mindset issue. Growing up around criminals telling you to be a criminal or else you're not accepted around, you know, family members and you can't have friends and all this stuff. Kind of get pushed outside as an outsider if you're not a criminal like one of them. By the time you're an adult, you're just a criminal. Walk like a duck, talk like a duck. After so long, you're pretty much just a duck. And that's what's going on. I see so many videos and stuff, and a lot of people want to blame it on skin color, but it's like a culture thing. It's just in an area they teach this behavior as being accepted, and then a group of these individuals will go to an area where it's not accepted, and then there's conflict happening. It's not good. It's not good. We have another video talking about Chicago just to cover even more footage of what's happening there, because I know you guys keep bringing it up, and I'm trying to let you guys know we're not missing lives. It's not that there's lives going on and I'm just taking naps and stuff like that. There isn't lives to cover, but a lot of the footage between that video and the video we're about to watch is just clipped up in little slices and then put all over the internet. It's obviously an issue, but it's really being capitalized right now, and I'm wondering if it's for a big push for something that's to come, because the people above us, they say what videos go viral and which ones don't. And we're seeing tons of footage of this Chicago stuff going on, but there's not a lot of camera people. There's no lives for it, but there's a huge publicity surrounding what's going on in Chicago. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it's something to, I don't know, like we're being guided. We're being led in a direction here. We just haven't got there yet. Just give me a second to pull up this next video. I'm going to read through the chat really quick. I wonder if playing the game has reset my algorithm, because I swear I've been getting shadow banned for like a month. Hold up. But then I was playing the game. It don't have anything to do with politics. So I wonder if it reset my algorithm, because I'm seeing all kinds of names I haven't seen in a long time. Randolph, your stream showed live. It's been a while since I got a notification. Yeah, exactly. It's weird that it sent out all these notifications all of a sudden. What is that sound? Somebody write me. Oh, Wicked, you're over on the website. Oh, what's up, Nefties? What's up, Wicked? Appreciate you guys being over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Soil Tender? Happy freedom. Cash flow, Fortnite's pretty fun. I play it a lot. Haven't started yet. We'll build a character later today and see how it goes. And if we play Warzone again, I'm gonna try the ranked stuff. I was playing DMZ, just dying over and over again. I'll try the ranked stuff. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Just reading through the chat really quick. Shanti, it's pretty sad. Yeah, you'll hear in this video we're about to watch. It's almost like a publicity stunt. They say, you know, these teenagers are showing up, breaking windows and moving in big swarms, but at the same time they're making TikTok videos hoping to go viral from it. It's almost like a flash mob that's really destructive, just for the sake of going viral, I guess. I don't think there's any actual point to these teenagers, these children swarming the city. It reminds me of like Europe or whatever with the child gangs. That's what it's like. And then what can you do? You can't send a child to jail, and nobody's holding the parents accountable. So what are you going to do? You get stabbed by a child, or you have a child come and stomp through your car windshield. What can you legally do? Nothing. Can't do anything, especially in Chicago. They're not going to do anything. What's up, Bagpiper? Happy freedom. Let's see. Randolph. Politics are godless entities. You're right. You're right. Mr. Dog, the left is at war with nuclear family and somehow expect government to solve homelessness and addiction. Yep. It's true. It is true. Cash flow. If we get another blue team president, the country's done. Yeah, I kind of think so too. I look at the stock market, not that I have any money to put into it or anything like that, and I can't legally give you financial advice, but I think it's really weird how red team gets in charge and all the stock goes up, and then blue team gets in charge and then all the stock goes down, and then we keep alternating between red team and blue team. We might go a couple years with one team, but ultimately it goes back and forth. And what you notice is when the stock market's going down and we got a blue guy running things, everybody's dumping their money into the market, and then red team starts leading things, and all that money you dumped in the market is now growing, and right before they get out, boom, you sell everything off and wait for the blue guy to get back in charge and then buy everything up again and ride the wave. Keep riding it. I've been watching it for a few years now, and that would make sense with why all the politicians buy into stocks, which they shouldn't be allowed to do that, but they do. Let's see. Devon, I don't know if that's your name or not. I'm terrible with names. Safe spaces, yeah, that's what people need for their little feelings, for their little itty bitty feelings. Shanti, this is what ideology has done to the youth and our streets. It's so bad. The brainwashing is so bad. The youth now has never even seen what like real America's like. It's all been synthetic. Once we got to the point where people were staying at home for graduation and stuff like that, that's when we started losing the youth. They're pretty much raised on TikTok now. Timothy, this stuff is happening in other areas of the country. That's what they keep saying. They keep saying across the country this is happening. Not here, it's not. In not West Michigan, this isn't happening. In New York, kind of. I see it mostly in Chicago, though. I'm telling you, I'm looking for news articles every day, so we have something to talk about. You're only seeing, if you are seeing this anywhere else in the country, it's only in blue states. And that's not because I'm biased, because I'm not biased. I don't think anything special about red team or blue team. I don't play teams. I'm on my own team. I'm on the hooligan team. So, but there is kind of a pattern going here. Only in blue states do you see stuff going on like this. Like in Portland, we were covering a video, I think it was a week ago, where it's like all the shops are moving out of downtown Portland because the crime is so bad. I'm like, oh, really? Is the crime really bad there? Went from having dumpster fires to being a dumpster fire in Portland. Tis what it tis. Mile High, it's going to be a wild summer. I'm thinking so. Things are looking really active. Like even in docile areas, we're seeing protests. Even if it's 4 or 5 people, they feel strongly enough about whatever it is they're protesting to go out there with signs and all of that stuff. I think we are going to have a spicy summer. We'll see. We'll see. This making my way through the chat. Do. It always resets and then I gotta scroll all the way up. What's up, sweet tat? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Pamela? Norman, got my notification today. I'm saying, what is going on? What is going on? YouTube's now dropping the notifications? What has happened? I haven't got off that strike yet, so I don't know what it is. My high. I like Season 3 Warzone. Multiplayer okay. Movement has improved a bit. So far, so good. I agree. I think the movement is a little bit more swift. I don't have the new Modern Warfare game, so I haven't been able to play multiplayer yet. I like playing DMZ. I've never been a real big fan about the Battle Royale because I don't like going to the gulag. You go to the gulag and then you die and then you just spectate. I don't like that. I'm not sure how it goes with the ranks. I'm going to find out today, though. Let's see. I don't know if they're here. I think it's Hunter. I was supposed to put their gamer tag down and I forgot. I'll have to do that later. I'm going to put a gaming chat on jeffmaclive.com for the hooligans that play the game and you got a membership on jeffmaclive.com. We'll all be able to exchange our gamer tags and friend up and all that stuff. We'll make something cool out of it. Kung Fu. What happened to hope and change? I think the plague killed it. I don't know. You don't hear a lot about hope and change anymore. People are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know, I'm one of them. Thank you so much, IB4, for gifting 5 memberships over on YouTube. You're awesome. Thank you so much, IB4. Let's see. Big guy, we got change, just not what we hoped for. You're not wrong. Debacles, what? Am I saying your name wrong? It's been too long. Okay, you've let me say it wrong too long now. Your name is just Debacles. You're gonna have to change it. It's already stuck in my head this way. Dave Vaughn. Okay, got it. Dave Vaughn. I'll try and remember that. I'm terrible with names. It's not you guys. It's me. For a while, it was even in the description. It might still be. If you go to the About page on my YouTube thing, it says, like, notorious for mispronouncing names. That way you guys know it's not you, it's me. We didn't realize until we were covering the convoy and they went through like Amarillo, Texas, which is probably like Amarillo, Texas, but it's spelled like Amarillo, which is yellow in Spanish, so we just called it Yellow, Texas, because I do what I want. That's how it goes. Nick, you have a face fit for radio. See, I tried to tell them that when I was trying to sign up to the local radio station, but they were intimidated by my music background. They didn't want me to work there. They were worried I'd be running the place. They tried to get me to sign like a non-compete because they were worried if I got a little bit of money, I'd be able to buy a satellite and be able to compete with them as a radio station because they're doing illegal stuff. They're not paying for any of the music licensing for the music that they're playing. And I called them out in the interview, and I think that's what blew it. I was like, so you guys got a blanket license with BMI? They were like, what? I was like, is that ASCAP? And they were like, what? Well, you can't legally play music on the radio if you don't have a license. They were like, well, I don't think this is going to work out. I just don't think it's a good fit. All right. Now look at me. Look at me now. Wireless, no notification for you. Weird. Well, I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it. Thank you so much, Edward, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you, Edward. Yeah, it could be. It could be. Robert, Grand Rapids by us tends to spot off with protests and such. I never seem to catch that stuff until after the fact. There needs to be more live streamers in the world. People are just too scared to pull their phone out and go live. Going live on YouTube is walking on hot coals, but everybody's got Facebook. So I don't know why they don't go live on that. There's no requirements to go live on Twitch. And all you gotta do is download it on your phone, boom, go live. I wish more people went live, because then I would know that stuff's going on. Let's see. Just reading through the chat. We don't want to race through this too quickly because otherwise we're not going to make it to the press briefing. Robert, the cities that are blue, countryside is mostly red. Yeah, like if you look at Michigan, it's like Lansing's blue, Grand Rapids is blue, Detroit is blue, maybe Kalamazoo is blue, and then the whole rest of the state is red, but we identify as blue. I don't know how that works, but it is what it is. Wireless, more like hopes and dreams. Yeah. I believe we're all where we're supposed to be and everything happens the way it's supposed to. But praying and stuff like that, it's good, but it's definitely not proactive. Praying is good on top of whatever else you're doing, but if you're not doing anything but praying, I don't know that you're necessarily using God's gifts that's been given to you. And Ed, I can't say that out loud, but you're hilarious. What are you guys talking about? Where's High Plains at? High Plains is saying something funny, but I can't find the comment. Don't eat the yellow ice. Yeah. Good advice. That's good advice. Dave on. Traverse City's blue. I hear that. I haven't been to Traverse City in quite a while. It's a little ways from me. I've been there before. I just ain't been there since life's been the way it is now. But I could see that. I could see that it's blue. Sergeant Tripod, just conform. Oh yeah, let me just turn my wiener inside out. No, not me. I'll probably kick the bucket and still be the way that I am right now. I'm gonna be old man. Just wait till, because you know those people that are a pain in the ass, they live forever. So I'm gonna be like 75, 80 years old, yelling at kids, get out of my lawn. There ain't even no one out there. Klaus Daniels is sitting next to me as an old cat, just tired of my shit. It's like, calm down, old man. There ain't even, it's a robin in the yard, okay? The birds have a right to be in the yard. And that's all gonna be in my head because Klaus Daniels can't really talk. Hard life coming ahead. The lives are gonna be real exciting when we get to that point. Tobaccoles, I hang out in New Buffalo. Sometimes it's pretty based. I haven't been in New Buffalo. Randolph, vibration and meditation. Keeping a clear mind is the best way to do it. Annette, you have to read the word as well as pray. It's true. Shaggy, bird is the word. Don't start that. Don't start that. You have everybody in the chat. Bird is the word. All right, let's move forward. This is like part 2 of Chicago descending to hell.
Some breaking news off the top. Hundreds of teens flooding into downtown Chicago tonight, smashing car windows, trying to get into Millennium Park, prompting a major police response. Within the past few minutes, shots were fired near the corner of Madison and Michigan. Now, we had a news crew on the scene, but they had to move because of safety concerns. I was there a little bit earlier, about an hour and a half ago, and saw police escorting tourists and visitors to their cars in the Millennium Park parking garage. The crowd was trying to get into Millennium Park, but there are checkpoints that are not allowing anyone under the age of 21 who's not with an adult to get in. So they're massing across the street on the other side of Michigan Avenue. I spoke to a woman whose car was smashed by people jumping on the windshield. She says the crowd began beating her husband as he sat in the driver's seat. He's now been sent to Northwestern Memorial Hospital. I also talked to a woman, a Chicago native, who was appalled by what she saw. The situation continues to develop at this hour. As we mentioned, we have a reporter on the scene, but there are some security concerns. Fox 32's Nate Rogers is on Michigan Avenue in a protective position. Nate, can you tell us what you see right now?
Yeah, that's right, Dane. As you just mentioned, we're downtown on Michigan and Randolph. I'm actually probably a block away from a lot of where the chaos has originated. Right now, Chicago police are trying to clear Michigan Avenue, at least from Randolph until maybe 3 or 4 blocks south on Michigan. Very active scene indeed. Hundreds of officers working this investigation. There are reports, unconfirmed by Chicago police, of multiple people shot at Michigan and Washington, also Michigan and Wabash. The Chicago Fire Department, we're told, is here along with paramedics and Chicago SWAT teams, all assisting in this investigation. Now, the chaos here downtown began or erupted just before 8 p.m. Several hundred young people traveling in groups, kids seen jumping barricades into Millennium Park, also jumping on top of cars. Other reports indicated large groups trying to force their way into the Art Institute. This appears to be one of those teen takeovers that we saw last year, publicized widely on social media, attracting thousands into the downtown area as well as to Chicago area beaches. The teens are seen with their cell phones out, Bluetooth music speakers blasting, dancing while recording videos, hoping that they'll go viral. Now, I'm back out here live really just within the last 10 minutes or so ago. My photographer and I, Raphael, we heard at least 4 gunshots while we were standing at Michigan and Washington. We ran along with another TV news crew just to get to safety. Maybe 5 minutes after that, we heard even more gunshots. And so right now, Chicago police are trying to clear this area. If you can see from where I'm standing right now, gridlock traffic indeed. I mean, Chicago police here in great numbers, along with the Chicago Fire Department, paramedics. We understand that SWAT teams are here as well. A lot of folks are being rerouted to nearby public transportation just so they can get home. We also have seen police trying to escort tourists back into their hotels. Chicago police working right now to get a handle on all of this. We haven't received any updated information on if there have been any victims associated with any of this. That is the latest here in downtown Chicago. Nate Rogers, Fox 32, Chicago.
Nate, just to clarify, I want to ask you quickly, you're standing at the corner of Michigan and Randolph. Is Michigan Avenue shut down right now?
Yes, sir, at least from our vantage point, Dane. But keep in mind, Michigan and Randolph is probably 500 feet from where I am. I'm a little bit further into, closer back towards the lake, if you will. We really just had to get out of the way because the teens were running, officers were running. From our vantage point, you can't even, I don't even think there's traffic flowing along Michigan Avenue because the cars are stopped right now.
Yeah, it looks from that shot as though at least Michigan Avenue has been shut down. Nate, stay safe. Thank you very much for that report.
Wrong button. Well. See, between that video and the last video we covered, it's pretty much all the clips you've seen all over the internet about what's going on in Chicago. That one kid almost got hit by a car right there on camera. Just ran onto the street and that white Ford or whatever it was slammed on its brakes. If they'd have smoked him, that person's parents, I don't know if it was a boy or a girl or whatever, their parents would have been out there like, he was such a good boy. He didn't deserve to get smoked by a car. And people in Chicago drive like crap. That's one of the worst places I've ever drove. Chicago and Atlanta. I wouldn't be running out in the street like that. And then you hear the way they're talking about it. These kids are just doing it for fun. They're trying to break into an art museum or Millennium Park, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. And then it talks about them making TikTok videos and trying to go viral. The whole point of doing that is to go viral. But if they got smoked out there on the streets, oh no. They'd be protesters outside. I don't know. Pamela, just pretend you have Tourette's and then get it all out. YouTube won't care. They won't care. I've tried to think of ways to get around it, but they don't care. Edward, what does the fox say? I don't know. How do you type that out? Gary, the reporter, looks like he wants to cry. He's just trying to blend in. He's a little scared. It's a little scared. Started a tripod. I'll have to check that out. Pamela, run through there and grab some hair. I'm surprised that there wasn't more fighting and stuff going on. They said that they heard 4 gunshots, but then there was no reports of people being shot. So who knows what that's about. Oh, let's see. Big guy, I'm not sure what you're referencing. Just reading through the chat really quick. KJP is supposed to be on stage in like 10 minutes, so I think we're gonna work everything out on time. Steve, what happened? It's just for going viral. They're just doing it just to do it. It's not even anything to it. There's nothing to it. They're just doing it to do it. Oh yeah, and I didn't even pull any videos about Walmart. I can't remember if it's Chicago or I think it is Chicago. It's losing their Walmart. And it's because it keeps getting looted. There's like nothing there, just empty shelves and stuff. And then they did a press briefing to go out there and blame Walmart. They said it's Walmart's fault that it's like that. So stupid. So stupid. It's not Walmart's fault. We got Walmart in 20 minutes either direction, north or south of me. No looting going on. Nothing. Nothing like that. Plus, there's a lot of concealed carry people up here just waiting for something like that to happen. Just waiting for a reason to pull it out. Just because there isn't anything going on. There's nothing going on up here. Everybody up here is armed and ready for nothing to happen because there's just nothing going on up here. An armed society is a polite society, I'll tell you that. Let's see. Jeffro, girl got jumped in front of a building by a mob as well the other day. I see tons of videos like that. Girls and dudes being singled out either by skin color or whatever. Any goofy little thing. I seen a biracial couple get attacked for hanging out together by a group of individuals. I'm like, why? Like, why? We're just reverting back. Whatever the news has been doing for the last 2 years is working. That's for sure. What's up, Dharma Agent? No, you didn't miss it. It's not over yet. Don't worry. There'll be more. There'll be more. Just Michelle. I would never go to Chicago. There's some sweet stuff in Chicago. I don't know if Disney Quest is still there. I was there when Disney Quest first came out, but they got like Navy Pier and a bunch of good restaurants and stuff. They got like that Rainforest restaurant. They got some neat stuff there. Just don't go to South Chicago and, you know, don't drive your own car there. Drive like a rented car, because people drive like crap there, like so bad. They drive too fast. They don't use turn signals. They just do whatever they want. And then on top of that, if you get on those side streets, everybody's got headphones in and they just walk out into the road. They don't use crosswalks or anything, and the parking is all bumper to bumper. You'll be cruising along doing 25, 30, and then all of a sudden somebody just walks out right in front of you. They can't even hear you. They got ear pods in. I don't know. It's definitely one of the top 3 worst places to drive in America. I know that. Big guy killed a goose in my girlfriend's parking lot because it was attacking everyone and everyone was scared of it. All it took was a stick and some balls. There's a lesson there. There's a lesson there. Bubba, 2 people were shot. Oh, well, I guess it wasn't just fireworks then. Kristen, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how tourism works in Chicago. I live in a tourist area and everybody comes here because of Lake Michigan. You know, it's the biggest body of fresh water in the world. It's a pretty good reason to come visit Michigan. Lots of hunting property. I don't think anybody comes here for Michigan adventures. But our beaches are ranked pretty high in the world. It's probably just because of Lake Michigan. So a lot of tourists come here. I don't know why tourists go anywhere else. If I think of tourism, I think of like Disney World. I don't know. I don't know a lot about geography, not as much as I should. Most of my geography was learned right here. Most of the places of the country and where they're located, I learned because that's where the protests are. It's not a joke.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you like that? Sergeant Tripod, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying there. Big guy, I don't know what you're talking about. The links for everything we cover will be attached to the video after it's all over. I was putting it in the comments. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do that. I put the links in the comments because I think more people go check out comments on videos than they do descriptions. But either in the comments or in the descriptions, I have all the links for everything I cover. Jeffro, Washington, D.C. is just as crazy nowadays. Yeah, they're trying to pass all those laws to make it so people don't even go to jail anymore. They like it nice and corrupt because all those people there are corrupt. So they can kind of smoke screen it by having corrupt, citizens there. Shaggy losing 4 out of 8 Walmarts in the area. Yeah, it's just too dangerous. It's just too dangerous. And it hurts a lot of people. I keep seeing people making videos about it saying that you got all these young people looting Walmart and pushing Walmart out of the area, but all the old people go there to use the pharmacy and get medicine. Now they can't. Now they have to drive out of town or whatever because of this. But they don't care. The people who commit crimes like that, they don't think beyond today. They don't think about what it's going to be like tomorrow. They just think in the moment, I'm bored, let's go do something fun and destructive. I know, because I used to have a lot of friends like that. I've always been too lazy for that kind of stuff. And then when you have friends that commit crime, then you get brought into that stuff. Your friends' problems become your problems. If you have friends that are in trouble, don't make them your friends, because then they're bringing you trouble every day. Who's got time for that? The way the world is now. What's up, Dazed? Happy freedom. Big guy, too much TikTok. Yep, all those kids want to go viral. They don't even know why. I see so many young people like, oh, I'm trying to go viral. Why? What's so great about going viral? What's great about that? You're going to be the guy that was doing TikTok dances outside of the art museum while it was getting broken into by a mob of teenagers. So when you're known across the country, that's what you're known for. You're the kid that was dancing out front of the mob, just destroying stuff. Well, that's great. How are you going to make a bunch of money off of that? You're not. You're just famous for bad things. People are dumb. They don't even think anything through. They do not realize what they're asking for. That's why you see celebrities all dressed up the way they are now, because they were willing to do anything to go famous. It's like, yep, now they're out there wearing dresses and stuff. I don't know. Florida Reb, Constitution carry. Florida starts July 1st. That's awesome. I have my concealed carry here in Michigan, but I wish Michigan would go Constitution carry. They keep they submit the bill, but it never goes through. It never passes. Too many blue people in office. What's up, one for the team? Happy freedom. Big guy, another reason I got out of Chicago. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live in Chicago. Pamela, I don't know what you're talking about. A giant bean. Oh, I think I do know what you're talking about. Maybe. I mean, I think you're talking about a big sculpture, but maybe not. What's up, Brandon? Happy freedom. Ipso, sounds like Canada. I don't know. I hear Canada's not doing so hot. I haven't heard a lot about Canada recently. Adrian, I was beaten by a swan once. I honestly don't have a story like that. I don't think I've been hit with another being. Pretty sure. Big guy, Chicago made me a little too aggressive. The country is good for me. I feel the same way. I like being out in the country because it keeps me away from people. It's not so much that they're a threat to me. It's when I think they're a threat to me that I'm a real threat to them. And so I have to stay away from them for their own safety. Like, they always think I'm locked in this little room with them, but really they're locked in this little room with me. And they don't realize it till it's too late, and then all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. You gotta just stay out in the middle of nowhere where I'm safe, and they're safe too. And play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm telling you, we almost watched that kid get smoked right there in the street, running out in front of traffic. Of all the ways to die, you're gonna die running out in traffic. Stupid. They gotta put that on your headstone. Stupid. Ran out in the street and died. What's up, Be a Blessing? Happy freedom. What's up, Impreza? At work again. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. Bubba, Chicago Mayor is a nut job. Yeah, he wants it this way. He wants it this way. He's worse than Beetlejuice. Way worse. Let's see. I'll get over there, Sergeant Tripod. I don't know if the mods are removing it or not. I'll see. Because generally you can't drop links on the live. You got to do it in Gilded. We got hit by bots yesterday in Gilded. I don't know who did that, but they can just go ahead and kick the bucket real hard. 15,000 bots I had to delete at 3 o'clock in the morning. Somebody thinks they're really funny. Ain't gonna happen again. I hate this internet attacking stuff. I'm so used to fighting in person. Like, so used to just breaking my knuckles off on somebody. This whole being attacked on the internet thing is sissy stuff. I hate it. I hate it so much. I wish they'd come see me in person. Edward, being famous sucks. I can't go anywhere. Yeah, at least you're famous for the right things. It's better than being famous for the wrong things. Well, I guess it depends. It depends. Robert, how do you put up with Whitmer? I stay in the house. I stay in the house. That's how I put up with her. I try to ignore her. You see, we don't ever cover her live. I used to. It just makes me so mad I can't even watch it. It's like watching everybody feel sorry for me. Hosting a sympathy show. I don't even show her anymore. What's up, Robert? Washington's allowing that. I think Washington's also making it so they can take your kids away if you don't allow them to go through surgery or whatever. That stuff is crazy. Dave Vaughn, any black bears in Holland this year? Not that I have heard. I'm trying to think. I did just hear something about Holland, but it wasn't about bears. And as poor Klaus, Jeff is a hazard. Yeah, he knows. He knows. He's alright. He's used to it. He was born into this life. He knows. Firmus, firing your shotgun off the front porch. We got a video like that we're going to cover here in a second. I used to live out in the country where I could just shoot guns right from the porch and stuff. I kind of miss it, but my life was not very good back then, which is why I don't live there now. Everything was good except for this person I was living with. It was just the worst person ever in the whole world, ever. So I had to just give it all up. Now I live in this little baby apartment, but I'm happier than I was there. That's all that matters. All that matters in life is being happy, because you'll never be wealthier than that. Just Michelle. Klaus was likely hatched. Something. He's test tube kitty. I don't know. What's up, Johnny? Happy freedom. Reading through all the other chats here. Saban. I'm so bad with names, and then you guys really push it. Sauben? Ben. We're going with Ben. What's up, Ben? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Cat Rocks? Mr. Beansy Beans gifting another 5 subs over on Twitch. We're almost at 100. You're awesome, Mr. Beansy Beans. Thank you so much. Grey Wolf, that's why I live smack dab in the middle of the woods. We can shoot all day. Yeah, I miss that stuff. I don't think I have money for ammo like that anymore. Just enough to make sure I'm still tip top, and then after that I gotta call it. Ammunition is so expensive here. And then you're limited. You're only allowed to get 2 boxes at a time. And I don't have any friends, so I can't send my friends in there like, hey, go, here's 20 bucks, go in there and get me some stuff. 20 bucks won't even buy you anything nowadays. You gotta have like 50 bucks just to go get 2 boxes of ammo. Look at this, got people watching on Kick. Appreciate you guys. I wonder what Kick's gonna do. Some people think it's gonna take off, other people think it's gonna go down like Mixer. I don't know. Thank you so much, Anthony, for the credit over on Odyssey. I appreciate you. What's up, Sam? Happy freedom. Brian, Albany Park. It's just a division of Chicago. I think they were saying Millennial Park. Millennium Park. Probably not Millennial. Millennium Park. I don't know. Thank you so much, Wicked Patriot, for the $5 donation over on Rumble. And thank you so much for joining the membership program over there. Wicked Patriot, it's been so long. Thank you so much, Wicked Patriot, for joining the membership program over on Rumble, and welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan. I appreciate you. You could tell we don't get new hooligans. We got weathered hooligans. We got vets. Hooligans that been hooligans for a minute. I'm a little off. I'm a little rusty. It's good to have a warm up. What's up, Patriot Polywog? Your name's awesome. Glad you got out of your bad situation. It's best living alone with your cat. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The cat doesn't talk back and throw dishes at me. Doesn't wake me up, in the middle of the night slapping me in the face with coffee mugs and stuff like that. He better not. Okay, I'm just saying right now. Don't you get any ideas, Klaus Daniels? I got something for you. This Hellcat barks. Okay, you watch yourself, Klaus. You watch yourself, buddy. I ain't going back. Not going back. Wicked Patriot. Yep, you giving everybody ideas. Bagpiper. Hold on, you got a yellow badge. What's the yellow badge? Can I click my own join button? Oh, I can. Well, according to your yellow badge, I'm pretty sure you're only 6 months in. But that doesn't mean you ain't been here for 3 years. I appreciate you. Holy moly. Let's see. I didn't realize I'm just sitting here talking you guys to death. Let's see if KJP's on the stage. God only knows. This video is not available anymore. What'd you guys do? Did you guys cancel KJP? Is she canceled? Her and Bud Light. They're just voted off the island. It's supposed to start any minute. We're not missing anything. Even if she was on stage, we wouldn't really be missing anything. Press a 1 in the chat if you think Kirby is going to be doing all the talking for the press briefing. Press 2 if you think otherwise. Or just simply write your answer in the chat if you think it's something else. Oh, I guess I could tell you a funny little story about why I don't want to say that. Why the poll on YouTube is the way it is. So everybody who's watching on all platforms, that you probably didn't see the poll. The poll is, what is a regular screwdriver? Is it a Phillips? Is it a flathead? Or is it vodka and orange juice? You got till 51 after to write your answer in the chat. And then I'm going to explain how this came to be. Mr. Dog, why don't you show the protest? What is the protest? What's the protest? You guys kill me with that stuff. Show the protest. There's no protest going on. Not that I've heard of. Seeing all the answers. Read across all the chats. Make sure everybody's participating. Grey Wolf vodka and orange juice. And see, that's what I was thinking. Oh, everybody left on Kick. Nobody's watching. Oh no. See, everybody here is smarter than I am. I mean, I already knew that, but you guys are just really validating it. You guys are validating it. So I had to take my car to the shop 9 o'clock this morning. And Dennis, who works on my car, he's awesome. If you guys are ever in Michigan, go out to Paul's Auto because they're the best. But I was talking with Dennis, and his wife came out, and they said something about a regular screwdriver, and she's like, it's a Phillips, right? And he was looking at her. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah, regular screwdrivers are Phillips, ain't it? He's like, that's why you're on the side of the desk. That's what I told him. I was like, that's why I'm on this side of the desk. I'm wrong. They went and asked the mechanics. The mechanics are all like, no, it's a flathead. Everybody. It was unanimous except for me and his wife. We were all like, it's Phillips. No, wrong. That was the Fetterman answer. That's wrong. This is a flathead, and all of you hooligans know that. The real right answer is vodka and orange juice. That's the real right answer. But I really thought it was a Phillips, and I don't know why I thought it was. I don't know why I thought that. But, you know, that's why I pay the mechanic. I'm not the mechanic. I don't even know my orange juice. I don't even know my screwdrivers. Not if it don't come with orange juice. It doesn't. Mr. Beans and Beans, Uncle Fester is back. I wonder if it's a clone, though. I wonder if Fetterman's a clone. I wonder. We won't know until he starts speaking, doing interviews and stuff. Yeah, Don Sparks, you're right. I don't know why I thought it was a Phillips. I was wrong. I was wrong. But that's, you know, that's why I don't work on cars, I guess. Let's see, what is next here? 2 arrested for setting up Chinese secret police station in New York. KJP is still not on stage, so we're going to go ahead and just skip over. Go to the next video. The last few press briefings haven't even been that entertaining. I kind of miss Jen Psaki. I mean, I don't miss her being a part of my life, but if we got to listen to a press secretary, Jen Psaki was way better than KJP. She just UD'd herself out of existence. And now Kirby Hot Dog Finger shows up and starts wagging his dogs at us and not saying anything, talking a whole bunch about what's going on overseas that doesn't do anything to us, doesn't matter to us, not any kind of sort of way. Guy Dub, you probably thought that because Phillips is more common nowadays. It could be. I don't remember like a specific instance where somebody was like, here, this is a regular screwdriver. But for some reason, I thought Phillips was a regular one. Like, I don't know why. I thought the flathead was like the lesser of the two. Just discriminating against the screwdrivers, I guess. I don't know. Snooks, I want to say something so funny, but I'm definitely going to get banned if I do. Hillbilly at Heart? No, I don't think I have seen anything about that. Boom, 10 millimeter. I wasn't gonna say anything about it. I wasn't gonna say anything about it. I keep seeing like TikTok videos on losing 10 millimeter sockets and stuff. They're sneaky. I've never had issues with 10 millimeters. Mine's always been the 8 millimeter because I used to have a screw in the side of my dashboard, and every time my stereo would go out, I'd have to open up the dashboard, and then I would lose that 8 millimeter socket over and over again. For just no reason, just to make my day hard. That's what she said. Mr. Beansy Beans, add mustard to those hot dog fingers. He's trying to poke my eye out. That's what Kirby shows up for, is just to poke my eye out on my head. That's why I put the little box around me. Keep me safe. That's my safe space. You let the softies know I got my own safe space. They don't want it. Let's see. Hyper Havoc, 10 and 13 millimeter, buy 2 of each. I'm really big with the buy 2 of everything. I bought a pair of boots from Walmart. Maybe that's not that great. I know most of you guys are rocking Red Wings and whatever else you can find. I got some regular old Walmart boots, and I like them. And I liked them so much I went and bought another pair. Wore them for like 2 years, and then once they got all ratty, I broke out the fresh pair. It's hard for me to find things I like, so if I like something, I generally buy 2 of it. Well, hooligans, let's go ahead and move forward. I can only flap my lips for so long before you guys start leaving. So, as I had stated before, This video is titled "Two Arrested for Setting Up Chinese Secret Police Station in New York."
Two Chinese Americans were arrested for allegedly operating a secret police station on behalf of the Chinese government in the heart of New York City. One of them, 61-year-old Lu Jianwang, was seen leaving a Brooklyn federal courthouse on Monday after he was released on bond. On the far left in this court sketch is 59-year-old Chen Jinping. The pair face charges of conspiring to act as agents of Beijing without informing U.S. authorities and obstructing justice. In addition, federal prosecutors also on Monday unveiled charges for many others suspected of harassing US-based Chinese dissidents. According to authorities, Lu and Chen worked from an office in a nondescript building near the Manhattan Bridge. Before it closed in 2022, the office described itself as a gathering spot for people from China's Fujian province. The site appeared to help Chinese nationals with paperwork like renewing their driver's licenses. But U.S. Attorney Breon Peace said on Monday there was more beneath the surface.
The secret police station appears to have had a more sinister use. On at least one occasion, an official with the Chinese National Police directed one of the defendants, a U.S. citizen who worked at the secret police station, to help locate a pro-democracy activist of Chinese descent living in California. In other words, the Chinese National Police appear to have been using the station to track a U.S. resident on U.S. soil.
Once they got whiff the FBI was onto them, Lu and Chen deleted their communications with a Chinese government official, which they later admitted to FBI agents. The charges also state Lu tried to persuade a Chinese dissident to return to China in 2018. The victim reported he was repeatedly harassed. His family in the US received threats of violence, and Chinese officers harassed his family in China. US prosecutors on Monday also unveiled charges for 42 other Chinese nationals. They include 34 public security officers belonging to a task force allegedly operating as a troll farm, creating fake profiles to harass and threaten dissidents and activists online. And 8 Chinese government officials are now listed as defendants in a case announced in 2020, charging a former China-based executive of Zoom with disrupting video meetings commemorating the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests, which is a taboo subject in China. Beijing's embassy in Washington has yet to respond to a request for comment. Last October, charges were unsealed against 7 Chinese nationals alleged to be part of a state-sponsored campaign to strong-arm dissidents to repatriate to China. In November, FBI Director Christopher Wray told a Senate committee he was very concerned about the presence of stations in other U.S. cities like the alleged one in New York.
Well, we got the CCP here enforcing their laws on our turf. How's that okay? How's that okay? These people are stalking Americans, or Chinese that have been converted to Americans and still have family members out in China. How's that okay? How are they just letting that slide? It's been like a year they've known that that stuff is there. They know that these secret Chinese police stations are in New York. There's another one in LA. There's probably more out there. Why they just let that stuff slide? I don't know. It's not like they don't know about it. Everybody knows about it. Let's see, just reading through the chat really quick. Or not Jen Balsacki. KJP is still not on stage. Ron, you made it just in time for the CCP part. Suzette, I knew it was a flathead. You barely use screwdrivers working on cars. You use wrenches. I know. I was just kidding with Dennis. I was just kidding. I do radio installation on cars, speakers and all that, but I don't do any actual work to make the car better. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. And the newer cars get, the less you can do to them because they're all electronic and stuff. You got to take them to the dealership and give them an arm and a leg. What's up, Danger Zone? Happy Freedom. We'll be playing the game a little bit later. Dank. JeffMAC, the original tool. Maybe I'll put that on the gaming title. I had a whole bunch of people thumbs down my gaming video yesterday, and I don't even know why. Like, I don't know if I could. I put the best hooligan gaming or something like that, and I think people were like, "What is this?" And then they showed up and watched me die over and over again on Warzone. They're like, "You're not the best at nothing," and thumbs down my video. Just Michelle, sounds like China's story is fabricated BS. I don't know. It's been around for almost a year. They've been saying that these secret police stations are here. They're also monitoring our imports. They have like secret spy cranes that are pulling the cargo off of ships so we can see what's importing and exporting from U.S. shores. But they're just letting it slide. They don't care. Or they know it's there and they're strategically using it somehow that we're just unaware of. Kind of like the border. You think they're just letting that border slide? You think they're just accidentally allowing an invasion? No. This stuff is done on purpose. Witchy, we just play Call of Duty. Yeah. I don't know, people were leaving like crazy while I was playing it yesterday just because all I do is die. Yeah, Jason, best at dying quick. I know, it was not going well. It'll probably be even worse with ranked play, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. KJP still isn't on stage. Thank you so much, Mike, for the $2 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mike. I gotta remember to add the gamer tag. I was supposed to do it yesterday and I forgot. Maybe I'll post my gamer tag on the gaming chat on jeffmaclive.com, and that way you guys can just add me up. What's up, Tom Tom? Happy freedom. I don't know what's going on with Kick. Somebody followed and then they left. It's really noticeable when you only got 10 followers and now you go to 9. Tis what it is. Amanda, flatheads have been around for centuries. That's why. Somebody on YouTube was saying that the person that invented it was named Philip, but the original screwdriver was a flathead. I don't know. You're both right, I'm sure. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not the person to ask. I didn't know. Now I'll know. When somebody asks me for a regular screwdriver, I'll know what I'm looking for. I'm just gonna start pouring the orange juice. Just see how they look at me. Patriot Polywog, are you saying you're not the sharpest tool in the shed? I'm not. I am not. I don't think I'm the dullest. I'm definitely not the sharpest. A little off the level there. Do. Yes, Wicked Patriot. Flathead is the answer. And when it's not, Jesus is. Alright, so this next one we're going to cover is titled Elon Musk Plans TruthGPT. Why can't I talk? TruthGPT AI chatbot to rival Microsoft's ChatGPT. I think it's weird how they keep trying to... that ChatGPT stuff is ran by Open API or something like that, or Open something or other, but it's pretty much owned by Microsoft. A lot of people don't mention that though, and they're out there playing with that AI, and all that data is going to Microsoft. Let's see. Amanda, well, dull tools hurt more than the sharp ones. I mean, is that what she said? Is that a that's what she said moment? It kind of sounds like it, but it's brutal. It's really hardcore. Let's see. Wild Turkey, what was that? Oh, the bot attack? It wasn't on Odyssey, it was on Gilded. Somebody sent 15,000 bots to my Gilded, and then I had to sit there and delete them by hand. I hope that person falls face first on Legos. But I fixed it. It shouldn't be able to happen again. Otherwise, I wouldn't even talk about it, because then it's like egging them on to do it again. It's weird how sometimes on YouTube, if you guys write the word white, sometimes it gets blocked and sometimes it doesn't, and most of the time nothing bad is being said. Jeffro, sometimes you gotta knock the rust off. If she's pretty. If she's pretty. Dank. Watched yesterday. Just need to be a little bit more animated, shall we say. Yeah, my gaming setup it needs work. I've had 3 or 4 years to make this the way it is. The gaming setup, I gotta get the camera out of my face. I wish I could have the camera right here, but I can't see the screen. When you're playing a first-person shooter, you need to be able to look at the screen. So then I'm like working at an angle over here, and then my green screen's not centered, and then I got to set off to the side of the TV. It's not great. I need to work on it. Thank you so much, Alan Mackey, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see. I work as a customs broker. What's in a container is public records and info. I did not know that. I did not know that. That's interesting. Why? Why is it public information? Like if you're wealthy and you can afford to ship your car overseas, so when you get over there you can drive your own vehicle, that's public information? You guys are going ham about the Microsoft. It's hard life. Weird. I see all of you guys typing white, and then the only people I see flagged are names that commonly are flagged. I think YouTube's following some of your guys' accounts. I think that's what's happening. Half the stuff I can't say out loud. Snooks. Oh yeah, I see. How long is this video? This video is only 1:17. Peter's not sitting down yet. We got time. We're gonna run through this really quick. This is Elon Musk plans TruthGPT AI chatbot to rival Microsoft.
ChatGPT is the artificial intelligence chatbot that has taken the tech world by storm. But Elon Musk isn't impressed. He says the Microsoft-backed product has been trained to lie. Now the Tesla billionaire plans his own rival. Musk says his will be called TruthGPT. Talking to Fox News, he said its mission would be to understand the nature of the universe. He thinks that will make it safer than rivals and less likely to go rogue and annihilate humankind. Musk has registered a firm called X.AI in Nevada. He's also been poaching researchers from alphabet unit Google. Musk has previously called for more regulation of AI and backed a 6-month pause in further developments. He's criticized Google co-founder Larry Page for not taking safety seriously enough. Musk was actually one of the founders of OpenAI, which developed ChatGPT, but he stepped down from its board in 2018, later saying he needed to focus on his other businesses. As the boss of firms including Tesla, rocket maker SpaceX, and social network Twitter, some might think he already has a lot on his plate.
I really like this Stream Deck thing that Donna Sparks got me. It's so cool. I set it up for the gaming thing yesterday, but I also set up keys so I could run it during the live right now, so I can switch screens and unmute my mic and stuff with like physical buttons instead of clicking everything with my $8 mouse. So KJP, I mean, this is live right now. It's not paused or anything, so they're just waiting for her to step out on stage. Obviously, you can see Peter's there in the front row. We do have another video after this, and then we have a video on the alternative platforms that we're going to cover as well. So that's the plan. If you guys haven't hit that like button on all platforms, make sure you go ahead and do that. Get everybody pulled in here. It affects the algorithm in a positive way. Rasta, you got flagged, but I'm passing it through. What's up, dogs? Appreciate you being here.
Happy Tuesday. Okay, I have a few things at the top for all of you, so please be patient. As you all just saw this afternoon, the president was out in the Rose Garden alongside with family caregivers, people with disabilities, long-term care workers, long-term care workers, early educators, veterans, and aging advocates signed an executive order to expand access to affordable, high-quality care and provide support for care workers and family caregivers. This executive order, which includes more than 50 directives for agencies across the government, is the most comprehensive set of executive actions by any president has ever taken to make care more affordable and accessible for hardworking families and further support care workers and family caregivers. The reality is that too many families are struggling to access the affordable, high-quality care they need. And too many care workers lack the support they need to do their critical work and are leaving the workforce. The results have hurt our economy and American workers, particularly women. President Biden wants to change our trajectory and transform care in this country, and that is reflected in his fiscal year 2024 budget. President Biden has also wants to ensure taxpayers get the best value for investments we've already made by helping to make American families access care, all while supporting care workers and family caregivers and growing our economy as well. And that is exactly what this executive order will do. Now, this next topper here that I have, it's just one, it feels like every week, at least once a week, I come to the podium and I talk about this gun violence epidemic that we're seeing across the country and how our communities and families across America, yet again, have been devastated by tragic acts of gun violence. And it is not just devastating for me, I'm sure it's devastating for all of you and your families. It's devastating for this president, it's devastating for our administration, and to have to continue to do that over and over again. So let me just lay out, sadly, what we have seen these last couple of days. 4 young people killed at a Sweet 16 party in Dadeville, Alabama. 2 killed and 4 others injured on Saturday night in a crowded public park in Louisville. A bright, young, loving 16-year-old kid, Ralph Yarl, shot in the head in Missouri after ringing the wrong doorbell. And we just learned a few hours ago, about 12 hours ago, about a young woman, 20-year-old woman in upstate New York, who was killed for turning down the wrong driveway. And these are just some of the tragedies that actually have made the headlines. As you saw from the president, he and the First Lady are grieving for those killed and the many others injured and fighting for their lives in the wake of this.
Turning around in the wrong driveway, like she just mentioned, is one of the videos we're going to cover after she walks away. Well, she'll run away.
On the phone with Ralph last night, in addition to talking about Ralph's success in high school, his hopes for the future, and wishing him a speedy recovery, the president committed to Ralph and his mom, as he has committed to so many other survivors, that he will continue to fight for gun safety reforms. That's because action on gun safety is what we owe. It is what we owe to those who have had their lives stolen from them, and it is what the American people want to see. Majority of the American people want to see us take action. Despite that, last week we saw many national Republican elected officials stand alongside NRA in a race to the bottom on dangerous laws that further erode gun safety. Though the proposals they're pushing take us in the wrong direction at a time when we're seeing gun violence surging, particularly gun deaths of our children. Now, this stat, as you've heard me say many times, the president put it in his statement recently, guns is the leading cause of death in our children. Guns is the leading cause of death in our children. So, as the president has said, he wants to work across the aisle in good faith on federal legislation that will save lives. It is within Congress's power to require safe storage of firearms, require background checks for all gun sales, eliminate gun manufacturers' immunity from liability, and ban assault weapons, and also high-capacity magazines. And he continues.
She's off her rocker, acting like guns are out there just killing people on their own, like the AI.
Okay, on to the next topic. As you saw on Friday, the Supreme Court temporarily paused the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals decision that, just like the Texas District Court's decision, attempts to disregard FDA's scientific judgment regarding mifepristone. This administration continues to stand by FDA's evidence-based approval of mifepristone and the agency's independent expert authority to review, approve, and regulate a wide range of prescription drugs. In recent weeks, we've seen hundreds of pharmaceutical companies and executives, attorney generals from across the country, and members of Congress all speak out against the dangerous precedent this court decision could set if it does stand. We've seen even conservative legal scholars, commentators, and ed boards like Wall Street Journal all point out the flaws in the court's reasoning. I have said this many times, if the district court's decision or the Fifth Circuit's decision is upheld, it would put women's health at risk and undermine FDA's ability to keep safe and effective medications available for people who need them. And it could open the floodgates of attacks against any FDA-approved medication that Americans rely on for care. So today, you'll hear from the Vice President Harris, who will host a conversation in Reno to talk about the administration's work to protect reproductive rights, including new actions she announced last week to safeguard patient privacy. The stakes of this could not be higher. It could not be higher, and we're going to remain focused on prevailing in the courts so that women can access the care they need without government interference. All right, next up, as you know, it's tax day. Happy tax day, and we have some good news for taxpayers. I know people are always excited about this day. Yesterday, that thanks to new funding from President's Inflation Reduction Act, the IRS has significantly improved customer service. You see this to my left here.
Who's excited about tax day?
The IRS answered 2.4 million more calls than last year, cut phone waits time from 27 minutes to 4 minutes. That's what you see here in this graphic behind me. Served 87% of customers who called up from just 15%, served 87% of customers who called up from 15% last year, and helped 100,000 more taxpayers in person. So now MAGA congressional Republicans want to repeal this progress, making customer services worse for hard-working taxpayers and making it easier for wealthy tax cheats and big corporations to get away with cheating on their taxes. So it's literally the first bill that the House Republicans have passed. That's how they want to move forward here. President Biden and congressional Democrats have a different agenda: more help for taxpayers while ensuring the super rich pay what they owe. That's what we're seeing today. Finally, a word on the discussion today of the debt limit and the budget. So you've heard the president share his father saying, "Don't tell me what you value. Show me your budget, and I will."
You shouldn't quote old man Walter. He doesn't know what he's saying. Pull your budget out. Let me see it.
Over again, you've heard me say that.
That don't sound good.
The president from time to time here at the podium. And here's the thing, we still haven't seen a budget from House Republicans. What we have seen from them are trickle-down proposals that would sell out hardworking Americans. Speaker McCarthy doubled down on many of these proposals yesterday, and the Republican conference has advanced others that would kill jobs by sending manufacturing plants we're delivering overseas, end Medicare's new power we gave it to negotiate lower drug costs, increase energy costs while increasing the deficit, take food assistance and health care away from millions, make devastating cuts to veterans' benefit and education, defund law enforcement and border security. They're even talking about adding $3 trillion to our debt in wasteful tax giveaways to the richest Americans and big corporations. Compare that to what we're trying to do. Compare that to what this president is fighting for. Today, he's taking unprecedented actions on behalf of hardworking families to make child care more affordable, improve home care for veterans, and improve care for older Americans. He's laid out how to shrink the deficit by $3 trillion by ending wasteful subsidies for rich special interests and having them pay their fair share. That's all we're asking, for them to pay their fair share. Also, by expanding the power he gave Medicare to reduce lower drug costs. He's fighting to pick up the pace of the reshoring trend he's leading right now. He wants to support law enforcement with funding for community policing and to ban assault weapons so that we can reduce gun crime and save lives. And he wants to preserve our most basic rights, like the right of women to make their own health care decisions.
Death is not health care, you idiot.
A Republican budget, we have not seen one yet, so that the American people can see for themselves in a transparent way what is it that the House Republicans want to do. But one thing that we know that is clear is that this President Biden's budget, shows his priority is delivering for hardworking Americans. And one last thing before I go, I promise I will be taking questions momentarily. It's been a while since I've been in here, so I want to make sure that I introduce you to a fresh face in our briefing room today. Kelly Scully has joined our team as Assistant Press Secretary from her former role as Communications Director at ONDCP. She's a veteran of the Biden campaign and the Senate, and we're excited to have her on our team. And she'll be covering healthcare and adjacent issues to healthcare. So, please come back and say hello to Kelly. We're really excited to have her, but I wanted to make sure that I introduced her while I had a second with our very long topper for all of you. And with that, Sungmin, you want to kick off the first question?
Sure. Two topics.
Sure.
On your last one,
yes.
On the debt limit package, I know the president did a pretty thorough rebuttal in the Rose Garden of the various proposals that have been brought out there, but there is an emerging thought today among House Republicans that repealing the Inflation Reduction Act has to be part of this debt limit package. So I wanted to get the White House's impression of that offer.
So let's be clear what MAGA attacks on the Inflation Reduction Act would mean for American families. I'm going to lay this out for you. And I kind of talked about
If they just spoke to Americans as a whole, they would have nothing to say.
fully out.
The only thing they can do is pin blue team against red team. They have nothing else to talk about.
Many of these members actually represent. So they're doing their job there.
Look how snide she's
Send
being.
investments
It's
in supply
disgusting.
chains back to China. Raise costs for prescription drugs, insulin, and home utility bills. Remember, that's kind of the core of what the Inflation Reduction Act and what you've heard us say over and over. It will hurt American energy independence, protect wealthy tax cheats, and make it harder to get refunds from the IRS. Increase the deficit in the name of special interest.
Yeah, Peter Doocy's there. He's there. I don't know if she'll call on him. She better.
Reducing the deficit. And so this is what they would be doing if MAGA Republicans get their way. This is what the attacks lay out and what they would be repealing as well. These really key, critical, important issues.
Look at her obnoxious behavior.
People.
Jerking her head around.
This is an unpopular agenda
gross.
that Americans do not support. They don't support this. So why would they go against what majority of the Americans want to do? And this is going to hurt their own district, hurt them and the Americans and their constituents in their own district.
And a quick one on Sudan. Are there plans to evacuate U.S. embassy personnel from there?
So just a couple things a couple things I want to say about that. And you mean Americans more broadly, or are you talking about both? Okay. So, look, the U.S. Embassy in Khartoum's security alert on April 16th stated that due to uncertain security situation in Khartoum and closures of the airport, Americans should have no expectations of a U.S. government-coordinated evacuation at this time. But we expect that will remain the case. We have been urging American citizens not to travel to Sudan since at least back in October of last year. When the State Department travel advisory was set at a level 4, which means do not travel. That's what a level 4 means. It is imperative that U.S. citizens in Sudan make their own arrangements to stay safe in these difficult circumstances. We advise U.S. citizens to remain sheltered in place and to contact the U.S. Embassy if they need assistance, and that is currently where we are at this time.
What about the embassy personnel?
So, look, we have no higher priority to make sure that our government, make sure that the safety of our U.S. government personnel and their families overseas. That is clearly a priority for this administration. The State Department plans for all contingencies to ensure their safety, depending on local conditions. But we have nothing imminent at this time to announce. We have made clear to both sides that any attacks, threats, or dangers posed to our diplomats are totally unacceptable. And you've heard from Secretary Blinken directly yesterday on this particular issue.
We saw Evan Gershkovich today for the first time since he was detained. Obviously, Russia's denying his appeal. I wanted to get your reaction to that, but also ask you about. Well, actually, can we get your reaction to that first?
Okay. Yeah, we do have something at the top. Look, we're deeply concerned by the news that Russia will continue to wrongfully detain Evan following a sham judicial proceeding today, and that's what we saw earlier today. The Biden-Harris administration is engaging with Russia through every available channel to bring Evan and fellow American Paul Whelan home, who is also a priority for us, and you have heard us speak to that for the past several months. And as we have said before, the charges against Evan are baseless, and we call on Russian Federation to immediately release him. We also call for the immediate release of Paul, who has been wrongfully detained on sham espionage charges for more than 4 years. We remain in touch with their families and admire their courage in the face of these unimaginable circumstances. I know you had a follow-up to that, Mary.
You mentioned Paul Whelan. Both he and Evan Gershkovich are being charged with espionage. You just called them sham espionage charges. Does the U.S. believe that freeing Evan is going to be just as difficult as it has been to bring Paul Whelan home, given the similarity of charges?
So, look, I'm not going to look. These are always challenging circumstances, right? As we have known, and we've seen this play out under this administration this past 2 years. Not going to get into hypotheticals. Not going to get into negotiations in public or from the podium. As you can understand, these are sensitive matters.
You guys in the YouTube chat, you're cracking me up right now, trying to figure out
just know that
the tools she wears at home. When she got on stage, everyone was asking if she was LARPing as a sister KJP.
His sister Elizabeth is now pausing her interactions with the administration because she says she won't re-engage until you, quote, stop wasting her time and come up with something more than thoughts and prayers. What do you say to her?
I don't want to discuss private conversations or meetings or interactions between the National Security Council and families who are wrongfully detained. What I can say is this is a president who's committed to getting U.S. Citizens who are wrongfully detained and being held hostage home. And so that is a commitment that you have seen from this president the last 2 years, but definitely don't want to go in a back and forth in public. We remain in touch with their families and certainly admire their courage and in the current challenges that they are currently facing, and it's certainly unimaginable. And so, but don't want to get into private interactions or go back and forth with the family.
Thank you. Julie Sue's confirmation hearing is set for this Thursday. Given how some Democrats have been talking about their reservations when it comes to her and her record, is the White House confident that you will have the votes needed to get her through?
Here's what we're confident, and because of her proven track record, as you have just laid out in your question about speaking about her track record, and her track record, you see it working across the aisle, sitting down with business community as well as organized labor and delivering strong results for the American economy, and that's why Julie was unanimously confirmed as a Deputy Secretary of Labor. Let's not forget, she actually went through this process before. It was was done by all Senate Democrats at that time. And so that's why Julie's nomination has been endorsed by a range of business groups. I'll list them out for you right now, from small business majority to labor, to LA Chamber of Commerce, and labor leaders from United Mine Workers to NABTU and to Luna to IBEW. As you know, she served under Marty Walsh.
I'd almost rather the press secretary was AI instead of her.
2 years as they help produce historic job growth. As we've seen, you've heard us talk about the 12.5 million jobs that has been created under this administration, 800,000 manufacturing jobs. This is something that, certainly the Department of Labor.
Ruben, that's a good one.
Marty Walsh were very directly involved in. So we're looking forward to the hearing coming up on Thursday and feel confident, to your question, we do feel confident about Julie's confirmation process. Again, she has a proven track record that she can stand on proudly, and we are proud to have the president is proud to have nominated her.
So as you're canvassing for support, have you heard from Senator Tester or Senator Manchin has privately expressed reservations? What's the feedback that you're getting?
So again, I'm not going to speak for any senators. I will let the senators that you just named speak for themselves. But again, she went through this process as deputy and got all Democrats in the Senate. And so she has been through this process before. And so again, we're confident to her getting through, and we look forward to the hearing that's coming on Thursday.
On a different topic, I have a question on the secret police station in New York on behalf of the Chinese government. Has the White House and the administration spoken to China? Can you give us an update on that?
So a couple of things. The U.S. government has been clear that we will use all available tools to protect American citizens and other U.S. persons from transnational repression and other forms of foreign malign influence. We will not tolerate the PRC government or any foreign government.
What does it say about the country?
Okay. I think their system has had enough.
House and get shot in the head.
Look, it's devastating. I think the gun violence epidemic more broadly is devastating. As you know, as you just mentioned in your question, he spoke to Ralph and his mom. And look, I don't want to get too far into it. As you know, there is going to be an investigation, so I want to be very careful from here. And they spoke at length. As I mentioned, they discussed his success in classrooms. But look, this is an epidemic that we need to deal with. I'm tired. I'm sure you all are tired having to...
We're just tired of listening to you, to KJP. You're just tired of you lying your face off.
They can fix this. Congress can fix this. They can take action today and deal with some real issues that we're seeing to really deal with gun reform, and we're not seeing that. You know, we get asked often, why is it that the president keeps asking for Congress to take action? Because he's using
Matthew, YouTube's been messing up the past couple hours.
To Congress and to make it
I don't know.
That we need.
The White House sucks at running their lives.
What we're seeing.
There's usually issues.
The president say this. It is outrageous and unacceptable. It is unacceptable that guns are leading killers.
Larry and Maddie, we broke the internet again. Yeah. I don't know. They're probably accidentally flagging her for misinformation.
By guns. And so, look, I'm not going to get, again, too far into the weeds on this case.
Yeah, because you don't know anything. You're just lying. I wish we could have got to the video that she's talking about right now before the press briefing started.
And we are going to continue to do everything that we can to really deal with this epidemic. This is a president that has put forward almost a dozen executive actions to deal with this issue, and he's going to continue to use the bully pulpit to call on Congress to act.
Before you go on, the audio back here, we can't hear, no one can hear back here. Is that right, folks?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Can somebody on the team get that fixed? I apologize, guys.
Sorry, it's not.
No, it's good to know.
They can't even do audio in the room.
Sorry about that. I'll try to speak louder.
I asked the question from a broader lens because I'm not sure what in the president's proposals related to gun reform would have addressed either the weapon used in this case or the specific scenario here. And that's why I'm asking kind of more broadly, what does it say about the country that this is, like, this can happen?
Well, look, there's an investigation. I think it just went up. I just woke up for a second there. There's an investigation going on, and we'll learn more as the investigation goes by. What we can say is continue to lay out what we're seeing. Our children, our schools, our churches, our grocery stores, they've all become targets. And that is devastating to hear. When I started out talking about the gun violence that we have seen over the last couple of days, I said, and I just said this to you in answering this question, it feels like almost every week, at least once a week, we are having discussion. There was one week where the president talked about gun reform and gun violence 3 times. And that's when we saw that horrific shooting in Nashville, where 3 9-year-olds and 3 administrators were murdered at school. And so what I can speak to is that there's clearly an epidemic. There's clearly actions that need to be taken. We are asking Congress to take actions, and this is something that they can do today. This is a president that's taking this very, very seriously, not just as president, as vice president, as senator. His record shows that. But now we need legislation. We need courage on the other side of Pennsylvania. And we just haven't seen that yet from Republicans. Republicans need to act here.
Blue Crow, gun-free zones don't matter. I totally agree. We need to get away from that stuff.
Temporarily replace Dianne Feinstein on the Senate Judiciary Committee?
Look, I want to be very clear here. Let me first say that, and the President and the First Lady has offered up, a speedy recovery. As you have heard me say many times, that Senator Feinstein is not just a former colleague of the President, but a friend. And so was her late husband, Richard. And so certainly we wish her a speedy recovery. And look, this is a decision for her to make when it comes to the future, her future. That is something that she gets to make and should be allowed to do that. And what we know and what the president has said is she's had a impressive career. He's worked alongside her with dealing with the assault ban weapons. That's something that they worked on together. And the work that she's done as a senator.
The assault ban weapons? What's an assault ban weapon? You don't even know what you're talking about. Your brain is buffering.
I'm not going to speak to every senator or every...
I didn't know what she was going to talk about this gun talk. I just coincidentally wore my awesome 2A shirt at the same time. It was a coincidence, but it's appropriate.
What their request is. This is a request that is, we think that is reasonable. This is something that Senator Feinstein asked for. This is her request. And it is flat wrong to ask to seek partisan advantage from health issues of a colleague, right? The American people reject that kind of scorched earth type.
Yes, tell us what we reject.
Again, this is something that she put forward, and this was her request. So I'll leave it there.
If her seat on the committee is not filled while she's away, with her...
Said a whole bunch of nothing and was like, I'll just leave it there. Yeah, go ahead.
Get judges appointed in the Senate.
So look, what we appreciate the efforts that we have seen in confirming judges and what we believe, confirming those judges who uphold the rule of law is a top priority for the president. Senators should not needlessly deny community judges who can ensure accountability for criminal acts. And so that's what we believe, and I'll just leave it there. Go ahead, Nancy.
Thanks, Karine. Back on Evan Gershkovich, you mentioned that the administration is using every possible avenue to try to talk to the Russians. Have there been any substantive negotiations or even conversations about Evan between U.S. officials and Russian officials yet?
So, as you can imagine, I can't get into details from here. These are sensitive conversations. Don't want to get into negotiating in public or negotiating from the podium. What I can say is that we are committed to getting Evan home, and we are committed to getting Paul Whelan home. That is what you heard from the secretary yesterday, and that is what you're going to continue to hear from this president.
I know that the U.S. ambassador was able to meet with Evan for the first time yesterday. Has any message been delivered from President Biden to Evan?
So don't have any direct message to report out. They report that he was appreciative of the support that he is receiving from people at home.
I'm going to cut a short of her saying assault ban weapons because she's an idiot.
A state of how Evan is doing. And so that's what we heard from Embassy Moscow. And so, again, I think that's important, but I don't have any direct communication that was provided to Evan from this president.
Sorry.
No.
How often is Evan going to be able to meet with the U.S. ambassador going forward?
So look, I don't have any specific timelines on how often that's going to occur. Clearly, Evan's health is very important to us, which is why we wanted Embassy Moscow to see him and to get to see him for with their own eyes. Just don't have a regular cadence of what that's going to look like, and so I will leave that to the State Department to speak to directly. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Karine. Yesterday, John Kirby said that the Brazilian president was repeating Russia and China's propaganda when he says the United States is somehow responsible for the war in Ukraine. And some officials are saying behind the scenes that Brazil is trying to help Russia in this conflict. So 2 questions. Does the White House believe Lula's comment undermines his effort to mediate peace? He was trying to create a group of neutral countries. And also another question, could there be any diplomatic implications against Brazil?
From the U.S.? So I'll say this. A couple of things that I do want to say about this is that the U.S., and you've heard us say this many times, has no objection to any country that seeks to try to bring an end to Russia's war against Ukraine, against Ukraine, a war that they've started, a war of their choice. This is Russia that I'm speaking about clearly, but we were struck by, to your question about the comments, we were struck by the tone of the press conference of the foreign minister yesterday, which was not a tone of neutrality, suggesting that the United States and Europe are not interested in peace or that we share responsibility for the war. We believe, and it is true, that it is plainly wrong. Of course we want this war to end. Of course we do. And we support President Zelensky's call for a just end to Russia's war of choice. In fact, the United States and EU actively engaged Putin to prevent the war, dating back to at least mid-2021, and efforts have continued since the start of this war. Unfortunately, Russia has shown no interest in ending its unprovoked invasion. We will continue to work with our allies, as you've seen this president do over and over again this past year, and also our allies and our partners, to help Ukraine defend itself against Russian aggression while supporting Ukraine's proposal for a just and durable peace that respects the UN Charter and the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. Because remember, this is Ukraine's territorial sovereignty and territorial integrity that Russia invaded. And to say, and again, what we heard, the tone was not neutral, and it is not true. And so we'll continue to speak out against that, just like you heard from Admiral Kirby yesterday.
Just a follow-up. Do you think is President Biden aware of those comments? And going back to the implications, do you see any implications against Brazil on the diplomatic?
So look, I have not spoken to the president. I'm assuming that he is aware of this. Look, again, Brazil is a sovereign country, and they get to make its own decision. And so I will leave it there. And again, I'll just say that I'll say this: we are confident in the strength of the U.S.-Brazil relationship, even if we disagree with some of the things that the President Lula said. We are still confident in that engagement, in that relationship.
Can I just ask a very quickly one about Mexico, because the president of Mexico just accused the Pentagon of espionage against his country. Do you have any reaction to that?
I have not seen those comments. That just happened just now. Yeah. I haven't seen those comments, so I can't speak to this at this time.
Hey, Karine, I have a question about judiciary, but first I wanted to follow up on Ralph Yarl. I wonder if you can talk about how the president learned about and ingested the news. And a presidential phone call is a significant and rare thing. Why did he decide to make this phone call and then to tell the nation that he did it?
So I think also the parents spoke to the phone call as well. I think you guys heard directly from the parents who spoke to the call that the president had with Ralph, and I think you also heard from others who are supporting Ralph in this moment. Look, you guys heard the news. It was a 16-year-old, a sweet kid, as he's being reported, was shot in the head twice. This is a president, as we know, understands loss, understands the importance of making sure that he's a president that's there when a family is suffering and dealing with a hard time.
So he's going to Ohio?
And that's what you saw. This is a president having to deal with another shooting, talking to another family about what they're going through with their kid being shot for ringing the wrong doorbell. Again, I want to be very careful. There's still an investigation going on, so I don't want to get ahead of it. But
she's so disingenuous with everything.
And so,
the way she says things, her body language.
To Ralph,
she's disgusting.
We wish him a speedy recovery, have a conversation, let them know that he and the First Lady are with them. And I don't think that's unusual or uncommon for this president to do.
And turning to judiciary, I wonder if the president of the White House is concerned that committee assignments, which usually have been pro forma before now, or stalling of judicial nominees is going to just become par for the course in the Senate and kind of stall you guys' ability to get judicial nominees through.
Look, I just spoke to this about how important it is to confirm judges and what it means for our rule of law. To ensure there's accountability. So we believe that it is a top priority and will continue to be a top priority for this president. I can't speak to what Congress is going to do or not do, or what the Senate's going to do or not do. I can't speak to hypotheticals from here. What I can tell you is what the president's priorities are. And this continues to be a priority for this president.
Hi, thanks, Karine. Is the president following all this drip of questionable financial stuff happening from Justice Thomas's private life?
I've not spoken to the president about this, so I can't speak to that. What I can say is we're going to be very careful from here and not comment on that.
How about, can you give a little preview of the bilat with the Colombian president?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can give you a little preview of what that might be. On April 20th, as you all know, President Joe Biden will host President Gustavo Petro of Colombia for a bilateral meeting at the White House. Colombia is a key partner of the United States, and during the meeting, the two leaders will discuss how the United States and Colombia can continue to deepen our strong bilateral relationship by making progress on areas of mutual national interest, including promoting further economic and security cooperation. The two leaders will also discuss joint efforts to combat climate change, counter narcotics trafficking, address our regional migration challenge, and promote democratic values and human and labor rights in the region and around the world. And we certainly will have more to share. As you know, we tend to have these background calls, these preview calls. We'll have one tomorrow, and certainly we'll have more to share for all of you. I'm going to try and take one in the back. Go ahead, Courtney.
Thank you.
You're going to try and take one in the back, are you? Gotta grab some coffee before Peter gets all set.
For asylum, we saw that new border numbers are out for March, and that there's been the vast majority of migrant encounters are from Mexico and Central America. I know you've got a program separately for a couple other nations where you saw a lot of people coming from there, but can you talk about how you're preparing for next month, particularly with people coming from these particular nationalities?
So you kind of asked a couple of things. Let me just touch on the March numbers for a second, as you just stated. Look, what we believe is our border enforcement measures and what we have seen continue to limit unlawful immigration. So that is important to note. We typically see an increase in border encounters this time of the year as weather, I'm sure you've reported, as weather gets warmer. And but what we want to note and what's notable is that the seasonal increase this time around was the lowest in 2 years, and the number of people attempting to cross unlawfully last month was down about 23% from this time last year. And we'll continue to do what we can to build a safe, orderly, and humane immigration system. But as you've heard me say many times, Congress needs to act and to also show that they truly have real concern and not do political stunts when it comes to the border. As you've heard from the Secretary of Homeland Security, they put out a plan plan back in January on what the process would look like, and we're continuing to implement that plan once Title 42 is lifted. And as you know, and we've talked about this, we're expanding legal pathways like parolee program for migrants from Venezuela, Nicaragua, Haiti, and Cuba, and we have actually seen the numbers come down by more than 90%. We're working with our partners across the Western Hemisphere to jointly manage migration patterns. We're surging additional resources, including personnel and technology, to the border, and we're ramping up expedited removals under Title 8. So again, Department of Homeland Security put out their plan back in January, and they're going to be implementing that plan. And I just laid out some of the things that they announced that they're going to be doing, and we're going to be really focused on making sure that we have a humane, orderly process when it comes to the border.
Another question for you. The Supreme Court, Justice Alito put a hold, or not a hold, I should say, but we're expecting as soon as tomorrow we could get a decision on mifepristone. Can you talk about how you're preparing for that, both from not necessarily a political perspective, but a practical one when so many patients rely on this medication?
Yeah, and so I spoke about that a little bit at the top. As you know, the Vice President is going to be is currently traveling right now in Nevada, and she's talking. She's been leading on this for the past week, and she's going to be talking at a roundtable to talk about how we're moving forward. We announced some actions last week, the privacy on HIPAA, what we're doing to strengthen that, and I think that's, of course, very important. For now, mifepristone remains available and approved for safe and effective use. I'm certainly not going to get ahead of the courts, but this is certainly an administration, the President and the Vice President, who have taken this very seriously and will continue to fight for fundamental freedoms. We're talking about fundamental freedoms for women, and this is something that the President or this Vice President is not going to back away from. And again, I laid out some actions that we've taken in the past week, but not going to get ahead of the courts. As you just said, they're going to be deciding at some point tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Anita.
I have a question on migrant issues and on Afghanistan. Starting with Afghanistan, the UN says they're prepared to make the heartbreaking decision to pull out UN staff if the Taliban won't allow women to work for the UN. What is the White House's reaction to this possibility, and how could this affect assistance to Afghanistan?
So look, I've talked about this many times about, the Taliban and if they want to be taken seriously, if they want us to have a real conversation with them, they have to behave in a way, for example, where women are treated in a respectful way. I'm not going to. I'm going to let the UN speak to their decisions. Again, look, we're assessing the situation closely, and with the UN and our other partners. Look, when it comes to women not being able to work at the UN, that is something that we've talked about, and we've said that we were extremely concerned with yet another horrific Taliban action. Women are central to humanitarian and civil society operations around the world. In Afghanistan, in particular, only women are able to reach some of the.
What's a woman? Can you describe what a woman is, KJP? Do you even know? Are you allowed to say?
Aid workers cannot enter. And so women must be able to work for the UN, as I've talked about, so that millions of Afghans can receive food, medicine, and other basic needs for their survivals. They are essential to the delivery of this assistance and essential to ensuring women, children, and other members of vulnerable groups receive the necessary types of assistance, such as protection and gender-based violence services without risk of exploitation. So again, I'm going to let the UN speak to their decision on how they're going to move forward, but we've been very explicit about this. We've been very clear about our concerns with the Taliban's tragic decision and horrific decision on how they treat women in Afghanistan.
On migrant issues, these disturbing reports of migrant children being forced to work, how does the White House respond to reports that the administration repeatedly ignored warnings about this, and what are you going to do next? And then if I can just follow up on Sudan real quickly, What's the consequence if these two warring parties don't reach any sort of peace agreement? What's the stick?
So the first part is, look, it's unacceptable that these companies are using child labor. You've heard us say this when the New York Times story first was reported earlier this year, and we'll continue to say that. What I can say, a couple of things that I can say since the New York Times shined light on these abuses in February, this administration moved swiftly to crack down on violators and are more vigorously vet sponsors of unaccompanied minors. DOL and HHS launched a new task force to heighten cooperation and better share information. We also called on Congress to provide the resources this administration has long requested to help us crack down on companies that exploit children for labor. The actions we've taken since February make clear that we will continue to investigate and hold companies accountable, but we also need Congress to provide the resources we need to enforce. And we've been very clear. Again, DOL, HHS have taken actions, but we need Congress to also give DOL and HHS the resources that they need to broaden these actions that they've put forward.
For the warring parties in Sudan?
Look, we've been very clear about the importance of de-escalating, and you've heard Secretary Blinken speak to this. You heard my colleague from NSC speak to this as well. And so I'm just not going to go beyond to what they have said. I'm going to take a couple more questions. Go ahead.
On the leaked classified documents, the president, when he was traveling abroad last week, said he wasn't that worried because they weren't contemporaneous. But in the days since, we've learned that several close allies are furious, and there have been some difficult conversations with high-level U.S. officials about how to prevent this from happening again. So can you just speak to what role the president is playing in managing the fallout?
So yeah, look, the president has taken this matter very seriously to the point where he asked the military to do a couple of things, the military and the intelligence community to do a couple of things, to run a high-priority senior-level interagency process focused on understanding what happened, take steps to further secure and limit distribution of sensitive information, and reach out directly to allies and partners to reassure them about our commitment to safeguarding intelligence. And so those are the things that the president has asked, again, the military and also the intelligence community to do. He expressed his concern that the leak happened, and we are, and he is, taking this incredibly seriously. I have to move around because I'm just going to move around, make sure I take one or two. I have to take one or two questions before we go. Go ahead.
Yesterday, the Japanese...
We might have a protest to watch when this is over. I'm keeping my eye on something.
And then the upcoming G7 next month is going to be in Japan. What are some expectations from the upcoming summit?
So look, on the second question, we'll have more to share. I don't have anything to share or confirm at this time, or what the expectations would be or what the goals are from here. So certainly we'll, as we normally do, as we get closer to the date, we'll have more to share. I believe we have a readout of the meeting that the First Lady had, and I'm happy to share that. But I'm going to continue to move around. Go ahead, Steve.
Thanks. Two questions, if I could, related to electric vehicles. The first, Senator Manchin has a statement today in which he indicates he would support a resolution of disapproval of the EPA's emission standards that were announced last week while we were in Ireland. He says that they would increase reliance on Chinese-made batteries, make a more energy secure and powerful China. Do you have a response to that?
So, look, the measures the EPA propose will, if implemented, do the following: save American drivers and truck companies an average of $12,000 over the lifetime of their vehicle, which is incredibly important. They'll cut nearly 10 billion tons of CO2 emissions. That's nearly twice annual U.S. emissions. They'll strengthen American energy security by reducing reliance on 20 million barrels of oil. And together with the historic investment that the president has already made, has secured to build more electric cars here in America, and they'll put the United States on a path to outcompete China. You hear us talk about that often, for jobs and investments, building the future of transportation. And so that's how we see the president's electric vehicle program being, his focus on that, and this is what we think it's going to deliver for the American people, as well as really fighting climate change.
And the second question related to electric vehicles. This has been a controversy that's been bubbling up for months now, but I wanted to raise it to you.
Yeah.
The 7 last FEMA administrators have objected to, and they raised serious safety concern about the idea that electric vehicles are not able to receive the stations that have been licensed by the federal government to operate on the AM band. In addition to news and information, this involves stations that uniquely serve Black communities, Hispanic communities, Asian communities, and other underserved communities. Last week, Sean Hannity suggested that this had something to do with trying to snuff out conservative voices. And Democrats Ed Markey and Josh Gottheimer have suggested that the administration ought to be doing more to encourage automakers to have some sort of engineering fix to see to it that EVs can receive these stations licensed by the government to operate on the AM band. What's your response?
So totally hear the questions. Look, while AM stations is a critical tool to get information to the American people, it's not the only tool, and there are other ways of doing that. FEMA works with dozens of wireless service providers and commercial and public radio and TV stations to get key alerts out. That is something that they have been working on, and again, with dozens of wireless service providers. What's important is that any car manufacturer planning to remove AM radio should make sure it is paired with a suitable, proven, and free alternative to receive critical information. Again, this is something that FEMA takes very seriously, working with providers, but it's not the only tool to providing critical information to the American people.
Because there are parts of this country where there's still no cell service. So how does that work if you try to use an app?
No, I totally understand. This is why FEMA is taking this very seriously, having those conversations with providers, making sure that that critical information that is needed to be provided to the American people occurs and happens. But again, it is not the only way. AM stations is not the only way to provide that information. We've proven that by working with other providers. And so we're going to continue to address this issue. We understand it is important for communities that you just listed to get that information. And this is something that FEMA certainly is taking very seriously. I'm going to take one more question before I
call on Peter. You suck. KJP, you're the worst.
Listen, just to close the book on Ireland, since we just got back, it was a highly personal trip. There were a lot of cousins there.
Look at Peter looking at her.
And Hunter Biden, they flew on Air Force One. Did they contribute? Did they pay for airfare, accommodations, ground transportation?
Look, this is not the first time. Let's be very, very clear. It is consistent.
Peter should just get up and walk out.
Family travel with them abroad. This is nothing new. So just want to make sure that we make that very clear to the American people. And of course, we followed every protocol that any other president or every other president has taken when their family has traveled. And so, yes. All right. Now I'm going to go. So we took every protocol that is necessary and needed when a family traveled. We did nothing different than past presidents.
You just don't do anything in general.
The share.
Yeah, like every other. This is not unusual. This is not the first time that families have traveled with presidents. So there's nothing. There's no there, as they would say. All right, thank you.
Policy question
tomorrow.
Whole bunch of nothing. Didn't even call on Peter. Drug us through a week or two of listening to Kirby. She finally shows up, speaks for herself, well, as much as she does. Doesn't even call on anybody with real questions. Well, there was a live rolling. It's not live anymore, but I could show you guys what happened, or I can try to. Of course, it's giving me a time right here. Oh no. Come on, do the thing. So it's an actual protest. This is... I gotta find my information, just a second. Akron, Ohio, protest for Jalen Walker. So this protest lasted 56 minutes. It ended like just a moment ago. Wireless. How was your shoulder rub this time? She didn't do as good as she normally does. I don't know. She was sticking her tongue out and stuff. The sign language lady, she was having a day today. They're bringing back the old chants. It's been a while. So we're not going to watch through the whole 56 minutes of the protest. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I don't even know what we're going to run into. It didn't get too spicy from what I could see. Right before they cut the camera, everybody was just standing around. I don't know if they were eating riot pizza or what, but they were standing around. The camera guy put the camera on the ground, so you're just seeing Nikes walking past. So it is what it is. So I just skipped ahead a little bit. They're out there with their canes, getting it. I suppose you could protest at any age. I don't know. It's always a give or take when I see this stuff, because it's your right to protest, and I definitely believe in standing up for what you believe in. But a lot of these protests are based off nonsense. A bunch of nothing. I don't know specifically about this situation, but I know if they're doing BLM chants, it's probably not the greatest situation.
On behalf of the NAACP Akron and our chapter's president, Judy Hill, we stand with the Walker family, we stand with the Akron community, and we want justice.
What's up, Dallas?
Which means more.
Happy freedom.
Looking at police intent, but looking at police action.
Next, please.
We know all too often investigations just look at
to black and brown folk. And we have to change the system. And it's going to take all of us to change the system. We have to do it together.
See the black block there?
We have to
looking like some Antifa in the back there.
Get attention of those lawmakers, those who are in influential positions. I challenge all of you who work for organizations to go to your organizations and ask them, was that justice?
Donald, no, this is, oh my God, I already forgot what it was. It's Ohio. Akron?
Sisters that say that they are with us and that they feel for us, to raise your voice and let it be known. We need you to come out and march with us. We need you to come out and be with us. Show your support. Don't just talk it. We want you to do it. I see a lot of our leaders even here.
This is what we call in our strategy room.
Look at that glowy right there. He looks like he's glowing hard.
And
I don't know. He looks a little suspect. Has he got handcuffs in his pocket?
Appreciate you for being here. And I just needed to say that because normally, you know, I give them no props. But I appreciate them being here because this is important to this city. They have shown that it is important to their job, and they have shown that they are standing with the people despite
So this is like how the live ended, is looking at this.
You're going to be able to even hear what they're saying because we don't have a mic anywhere near them.
I don't know what's going on, but this is like the whole last 20 minutes of the live, and then the live's over now. So I don't know. Not missing anything. I'm telling you though, the symptoms of a spicy summer it's upon us. I think it is going to be a spicy summer. I'm trying to get my receipts in order because that was kind of spur of the moment. Thank you, Snooks, for sending me the link. I'm going to add it on to my list here, so for anybody watching when this is no longer live, you will have receipts for this. Let's see. So we still have another video to cover about that person turning in the wrong driveway and getting shot for it. And then after that, we have a video for the alternative platforms. Another Bud Light video. It's not specific. It is kind of specific about Bud Light, but it's not the same video that we've covered a couple times now. We're going to show that here in a moment. I'm going to read through the chat really quick, make sure everybody's still doing good. Got that all pieced up. Just reading through the chat really quick. Donald, feet on the street. Yeah, I don't know what the camera guy was doing there. Not sure. Ting ting, see the Antifa in the back. Yep. NS, find the FBI agent. See, I was quick on it. I was quick on it. I knew we were playing Find the Fed. I knew. I think we're going to have a spicy summer. We're going to see. Short fuse. No American flags? Oh, no. Not when you hear those chants. You hear hands up, don't shoot. You hear stuff like that. You're not going to see an American flag in sight. Those people think an American flag means you support Trump. That's when you see people that are just following that poor mindset, poor me, poor us, we'll be poor all the time and there's nothing we can do about it because it's someone else's fault. When you see that, that's a huge icon that they think bars and stars automatically thinks you're following the Orange Eagle. It's just the way it is. Even when I go on flag marches, people roll by and they're like, F the Orange Eagle. Like, what are you talking about? This has nothing to do with that. But people are dumb. You know, you can't be soft and stupid at the same time. You'll end up being like that. So it is what it is. I'm gonna come out with a t-shirt. Don't be soft and stupid. Just let people know. And as are you gonna be gaming later today? Yes, we will be gaming later today. We still have a few more videos to cover though. What's up, Joshua? Happy freedom. It's cool to see all the different names in here. I think the gaming is breaking me loose from the shadow ban. I'm seeing so many names I've never even seen before, but I'm also seeing hooligans that I haven't seen in months. I think gaming for the day yesterday is breaking me loose from the shadow ban. They don't know what to censor me from because we're kind of covering a spectrum here. Yeah, Leonardo, those commies, they're coming out, starting to get warm outside. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was now, but they said that surprised the KJP isn't wearing a Bud Light pin. I thought that was good stuff. Good stuff there. Morpheus, I don't even know what that is. Hold on. This better not be nothing bad. I've already had viruses and everything else. Let's see, I'm Googling this. What is this? Project Insomnia. This looks interesting. There's just words all over the screen. Show me some gameplay. Show me a little something. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. That video I just watched is Trash Bandicoot. Let's see. Wow, see, Bravo. That's one way to put it. It's Bud Light. Short fuse. It's all educational. Yeah. It doesn't fly anymore. Bobby A, the queen of beers. They got what they signed up for. That's what this video we're going to cover on the alternative platforms, that's what it's talking about how the way of Bud Light, how that's going now. They just mention a few things that I can't show on YouTube. Red words that could be described as against community guidelines. Morpheus, new GTA zombie game. Thank you for clearing that up. I don't have GTA yet. Kind of working on things. I have enough games to keep us entertained. because I can't cover the news all day. And people got mad. We had a ton of people unsubscribe yesterday because I was playing the game. But I can't cover the news all day. There just isn't enough news to cover. You know, we cover as many things, as much recent news as I can find. We don't watch anything that is older than 24 hours generally. Everything we watch is within the last 24 hours. Everything we cover, the articles and all that stuff that we do for Coffee with Hooligans. But after that, there isn't any protesting or anything going on. So I want to continue to be live. I want to continue to hang out and have conversations with you guys. It's kind of hard to do that if we don't have anything going on. So that's kind of the whole point of playing the game. It's not necessarily that I'm trying to be some game star or something like that, because I definitely ain't good enough to be doing all that. But just reasons to hang out and be entertained in between conversations is the whole point of playing the game. You know, the game is secondary to us hanging out. The whole point is to actually hang out. So it's sucky when people all unsubscribe and all that and they leave because of playing the game, when really the whole point is just to hang out, have conversation and whatnot. So for people that want to see other games, a lot of people want to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't have that. While we're gaming, if you guys are sending donations and stuff, those donations are going towards games, especially if it's mentioned in the donation. I'm not asking for donations right now. I'm just telling you guys plans. If you send a super chat and it says, you know, towards GTA or towards whatever, I've been writing it down. And that way, when we hit enough money, then I'll get the game, I'll download it, and then we'll put that in. The other thing is we're voting on games. So, like, I'll start off with a game, and as long as we're playing long enough, after an hour or so, I'll let you guys know what we have for selection. We'll take a vote. Whatever gets the most votes, we'll play that game next. But it's more about hanging out than actually playing the game. What's up, Steve-O? Jack. I've never had a Clayton's. Never had that. But if you're comparing it to Bud Light, it's probably not great. Norman, OGs having flashbacks. Why the protesting? I don't know why my brain is not working right now. Jalen Wright, maybe? Something like that? Let me see. Yeah, Jalen Walker. Getting my protest confused, I guess. The protest was in Akron, Ohio for Jalen Walker because the officer or officers, I don't remember the situation, I would have to look it up, but the officers that were involved are not going to be punished for whatever happened, and so now the protesters are upset. But I don't know enough about it. I just know they were protesting, so we threw that on the screen really quick. What's up, Manu? Happy freedom. Robert, I think I seen the parody, but I couldn't show it. There's another one. There's somebody that used to work with the Orange Eagle that's like coming out with their own beer, or maybe that's the parody. And they were talking about like no more woke beer. Like no more woke beer, no more buying stuff from woke companies, things like that. Let's see. Annette, I don't drink, never have. It's probably for the best. Drinking's not good for you. I don't know. My doctor told me I should drink a beer a day because my heart, I'm just stressed. I don't handle stress very well. And then I'm stressed all the time. Morpheus. I love pinball. There needs to be more of those games. I like playing pinball too. Let's see. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting we got another video. I'm just sitting here hanging out. Just sitting here hanging out. We're going to cover that video that KJP was talking about the person driving in the wrong driveway and got shot for it. Yeah, I seen you there, Soul For Real. I appreciate you. Just reading through the chat really quick, making my way over to the schedule. It's the last thing in the list, so I can check on all the chats and then boom, hit the schedule where all my links are. What are you guys doing in the chat? Rebel Rex, are you dropping tits in the chat? What are we looking at? What is that? Jeb, you're pointing at it. You guys, you guys are doing too much over here on Rumble. It must be boring right now. You guys are just totally entertaining yourselves over there. Yeah. KS4. See, that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought it was. That's what it looked like, and that's what it was. Yep. Good stuff. Alright, let's see. New York man fatally shoots woman who made the wrong turn in his driveway. I mean, that's pretty much the whole story right there. Come on, brain. Boom.
Authorities say 20-year-old Kaylin Gillis of Schuylerville was with 3 friends in a car trying to find a friend's house Saturday night, but it was dark with no cell service in a very rural area, and they made a mistake and drove up the wrong driveway on Patterson Hill Road in Hebron, but quickly realized they were at the wrong place.
So they were basically looking for their friend's house and got mistaken and drove up this driveway. While they were leaving the residence, once they determined that they were at the wrong house, the subject came out on his porch for whatever reason and fired 2 shots, one of which struck the vehicle that Kaylin was in.
She was fatally injured. The group frantically drove away, finally able to get a cell phone signal and call for help in Salem on Cemetery Road shortly before 10 p.m., about 5 miles away. But Kaylin did not survive. Now 65-year-old Kevin Monahan of Hebron is facing a charge of second-degree murder. Sheriff Jeffrey Murphy said Monahan was not cooperative and was taken into custody after a standoff that lasted about an hour. The sheriff spoke a little about the young woman who died.
From all indications, she was, like I said, an innocent young girl who was out with friends looking for another friend's house. I know for a fact that she comes from a good family, a very good family, and I know them personally. And, you know, she was a young girl that was taken way too young.
Investigators do not believe that there was any interaction between the group of people in the car and the suspect before he opened fire. In Washington County, Kumi Tucker, News Channel 13.
That was in New York. Must have been on the outskirts of New York because it was all rural. Yep, shot that girl as they were driving away. I don't think there's any way he's getting out of that. Can't say that was self-defense. And I don't know how New York works. Maybe they got like protect your castle doctrine stuff, but if they were driving away, I don't know how he's gonna get out of that. I think he's screwed. Big guy, don't believe the first story you hear. Wireless, that sounds fishy. I was thinking the same thing. They pulled into the driveway. They didn't have an exchange. They pulled out of the driveway. He fires 2 shots, kills one of them. Something's going on. I don't know. And I'm wondering if it's not the same story that KJP was talking about, because they were talking about like banging on the screen door and stuff. But then you also see how the girl's photo looked. They showed her Facebook photo where she weighed 30 or 40 more pounds than in the second photo that they were showing, that I'm assuming they used as like the obituary or whatever. I don't know. You never know. Leonardo, Castle Doctrine is inside the house only. Okay. Yeah, we don't have it here in Michigan. Obviously, because I don't know how that stuff works. In Michigan, there's pretty much no self-defense. It's you just take it, and then you tell the police, and then the police don't do anything. Or the police might take you to jail because you're kind of incriminating yourself for being in a physical engagement. So then you go to jail for assault. The victim doesn't have to show up because the state is pressing charges against you. They never go catch the criminal, and then you do your sentence with black eyes. That's normally how it goes here in Michigan. I'm telling you, I just stay in the house. I don't go outside. That's where all the trouble is. I don't deal with it. Matthew, drug deal gone wrong, has been told not to keep driving up that driveway many times. Who knows? Who knows? That guy's already in jail, though. I don't know. It is New York. They might let him go. They might let him go. He just needs to say, you know, the right things. He's the right kind of victim. Then he'll get out of it. Yeah, Morpheus, I don't know. The police are not here to help. You just call them if you have to. Otherwise, don't call them. I'm not against them. They're necessary for certain things, but don't call them unless you have to. You don't realize how much of a mess it is until you get involved in some stuff, and then it's like, holy crap, I just wish it would end, and it never does. The court takes forever to do everything. It's rough stuff. What am I looking at here? Thorn, if you get your games on Steam, friends can always gift you games. I did not know that. I do, most of my games are on Steam. I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. I'll have to look into that. So I bet there's a few hooligans that play on Steam. And then we wouldn't have to do donations for games. Rebel Rex, you're guilty until proven innocent. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, there's a person in Ludington. Well, I mean, they're not in Ludington now, but this stuff was like nationwide news. He like disappeared with his infant child, came back, no child. Nobody knows what happened. Some people speculated that he had done something bad, child was no longer alive, or had sold it off to somebody. Nobody really knows. So they accused him of murder, and it was like national news. Like the whole country knew about it. They were like, oh, don't you live near there, and blah blah blah, when I was living in Ludington. And they never found the body. They convicted him of murder. How do you do that? Like, the situation is bad, and I'm not defending him, because where'd his kid go? I don't believe in that at all. But how do you get somebody for murder when there's no body? You can't even find the victim. There's no evidence at all. So I don't know. Like, the court system is it's rough stuff. Don't get involved in it. Just stay in your house. You'll be okay. That's all I know. That's how I play it. Stay in the house. Norma, I pretty much have all my games on Steam. I'm trying to think. I want to say Apex. Maybe Apex is on its own. Fortnite's through Epic Games, though. I can't remember. I got a couple games that are on Epic Games. I lost a game on Epic Games, and so I wasn't using them for a minute there. I do not know. Ran through the chat really quick. Dallas. Nah, it's the donations aren't to keep me being a hermit. I go outside plenty. I just don't hang out. I just don't go to events. I don't go do what all the people are doing, because that's where the stuff happens. It's not that I want to be a hermit. That's definitely not the case. Kristen, it's okay to be a homebody. I mean, I like to go outside sometimes. I just don't like being around people. That's where things get messy. Like, you be in the mall trying to buy a new pair of jeans that are way overpriced, and next thing you know, people are shooting each other or fist fighting or whatever. Especially if it happens right next to you, or you're the victim or the aggressor. Like, just, I don't know. You stay away from people. Those situations don't happen. Norma, we could play together with hooligans. See, the whole deal about playing together is I got to worry about what all you guys are going to say. Because that was the big thing yesterday, is everybody was like, here's my gamer tag, add me, let's play together. You get on live, you say the wrong thing, my whole channel's gone. It's just gone. Just because we were having fun playing the game. And so I gotta figure that out. Let's see. Yeah, Gary, we're gonna do more flag walks this year. I kind of missed out last year. I don't know. I got sidetracked. I got busy. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I didn't do as many as I should have. Thank you so much, Undercrofter, for the $10 donation over on Rumble. I appreciate you. Thank you, Undercrofter. Beer a day fun. Doctor's orders. Happy freedom, hooligans. You're awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Short fuse. I'm a proud her. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Trying to catch up to what you guys are talking about. Short fuse. Hashtag hermit. For a while. In 2020, it was kind of hermit status because we had so much protests and stuff to cover that we were just sitting here live all day. I couldn't even, like, by the time everything calmed down, everything around me was closed. And so I was having the gas station, like, bring me food. Like, the people who work there have, like, call them up and have them drive here and give me gas station food. And I was surviving like that for, like, a whole year. That was rough stuff. It's not like that now, though. What's up, Tammy? Happy freedom. That's right, Jeffro. Yeah, I try to stay away from people. Stuff goes left really fast. Especially in the summertime, I'm not as eye-catching in the winter or in the summertime. In the wintertime, I have like black hoodie, hooligan patches all over it, winter coat, American flag pin, body camera, boots, jeans, sometimes the bulletproof vest, depending on what's going on. At least 2 firearms strapped to me, a hat with bars and stars across it, marching. I walk with purpose. You can hear me coming. I'm marching everywhere I go. People see that and they just get out of the way. People won't even stand in the aisle with me while I'm getting groceries. And I like it that way. But in the summertime, it's not like that. I'm too hot. So I'm like wearing shorts. I might have hooligan t-shirt on or something like that. But they're more willing to get close to me. No, I don't like it. And I smell nice. So that's another thing. It's misleading to the public. They think that's for them. It's for my anxiety. I always smell good. I got men's lotion and cologne and stuff like that. If you guys have anxiety, smell good. It'll help. I don't know why. It'll help. I wear watches. I do all kinds of stuff to help my anxiety. Let's see. What's up, K-Love? Happy freedom. Normally your name's in like yellow. I didn't see you there. Your name's in red today. K-Love is out here offering gifted subs. Mr. Beansy Beans might have beat you to it. I think he gifted 10 subs today. Oh, K-Love, you did gift a sub. Why is my meter not showing stuff? Where is it at? There it is. Thank you so much, K-Love, for gifting a sub over on Twitch. You're awesome. Thank you. I see you on the list. You're on the list. I don't know what's going on. I have a self-generated list that apparently isn't working. Yeah, K-Love, your name's in red today. It's normally in yellow. Shunt is almost always in orange. Grey Wolf is usually in purple or blue. Soul for Real is almost always in green. I'm telling you, you guys act like I don't know who you are. I see you as soon as you walk in the door. I know. A lot of times you'll show up and be like, man, I've been watching you since the protest. What, you think I forgot? I didn't forget. I sit here and do this every day. I never pulled my head out of the computer. I still think it's 2019 outside. I'm just preserved in the computer. I'm actually AI. You guys just didn't know it. It's actually Elon sitting here. Scott, you have a cool lighthouse. Yeah, the Lantern Lighthouse is awesome. It is awesome. Snooks, now I want to get close to you. Yeah. I always worry about that. I always worry about hooligans spotting me. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. And so I'll see people kind of like looking at me weird, and I try not to notice it. and then they're like waving at me, and then I'm like, oh no, like I'm about to engage with the target. They're like, what's up, JeffMAC? And then I'm like, oh no, how's this gonna go? And then if they want a hug or something, then it's like, okay, it's probably a hooligan. You never know though. You could have a BLMer or somebody who just decided they don't like me because I'm live, walk up and smoke me right there in the meat section at Walmart. You never know. You never know how it's gonna go. Yeah, Gary, I mean, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. I just can't have that stuff where I am. Dallas, please donate to JeffMAC for his anxiety cologne. I couldn't sound more soft. Right in my little feelings. You crack me up. Hillbilly at heart. I smell like fresh cut lawn. A man smell. You just add a little WD squirrel pee to it and have the ladies just drawers dropping. That's how it goes. Yep. I used to smell like WD all the time. Now I smell like Ocean Breeze or something like that. I don't know. It was a Bath and Body in the mall. I just buy out the whole shelf of their men's lotion. Cause you put cologne on and then you just smell and you get in the car and then everybody's bitching and they're like, oh my god, you smell like a
prostitute.
And I hate hearing that. So I just wear lotion. It smells like cologne. Everybody's like, oh, you smell good. I'm like, yep, I try. They always say it in a way like they didn't expect it. Like my appearance just makes them think I smell like a fart or something. I don't exactly know what that's about, but it's a good surprise, I guess. Kristen, I think AI Jeff would have those old school dreads you used to rock. Probably. Yeah, because it wouldn't be all thin up in here. They were looking like antennas. I had to cut them off. Plus I had heat stroke or whatever. I got like sun poisoning walking home from the mechanic getting my car worked on. About kicked the bucket. I had to cut my dreads off. Let my skull breathe. Big guy. I met a YouTuber, very quiet, spoke to them, drew no attention, they appreciated it. Yeah, because it can get weird. It can get weird. I always get all quiet and stuff when people ask me what I do, when I meet new people. And they're like, oh, I work here and da-da-da-da-da. What do you do? And I'm like, I go live. And they're like, what? And I really don't want to explain it because then they're like, oh, you're one of those YouTubers? I'm on Rumble too. And Twitch. And you know, I'm over here. I'm a little bit over there. Come on, man. Then they always ask me weird stuff. I'm like, come on, man. I'm not Mr. Beast, okay? I'm not like that kind of YouTuber. They always think I am, though. And I don't know what about my appearance makes them think I'm like out here doing silly stunts. Dallas, I wonder why the dreads left. It was that or death. It was either getting buried with dreads or surviving. That's what it came down to. But no, it just wasn't looking right up here, so I just cut them off. That was my second time having dreads. Now that I think about it, I think I still got them. It's kind of a dreadhead thing, and I don't know if people realize that, but a lot of times when people cut their dreads off, they don't just throw them away, because you can reattach them to your head. Like you grow new dreads out, and then you attach your old dreads, and then you got long dreads again. You have to go through this weird short hair period. I'm pretty sure I still have them. If somebody found it, they would think it's witchcraft. I could probably safely get rid of them at this point. It's just out of habit, I guess. That's what I did with my last set too. Dallas, I dare you go live on WorldStar. I think they charge money. I would. They'd probably get pissy with me, and that would cause a lot of attention. And that'd be fine. But I don't. I feel like WorldStar is not even what it used to be. WorldStar used to be kind of awesome when they were doing like fight videos and stuff. Now they show rap videos of rappers in dresses. I don't know. I don't know. Bobby, I don't know what you're saying. That's the thing about the delay between what I say and you guys hearing it. It's like a 40-second delay. And then by the time I scroll down to the chat, you got Bobby saying, I do myself. Is that weird? Out of context, it kind of sounds weird. Me too, Bobby. Me too. Matthew, I need WD-40 on my back and hips. That WD will go a long way. Get you some of that WD squirrel pee. You see they're trying to mess it up. I went into Walmart to get WD, and it's mixed with all these other chemicals now. They're like, WD and some sort of lubricant and da-da-da-da-da. I just want the regular stuff. I don't need the fancy stuff. Pinky's out WD. No, I don't want that. I want the regular stuff. I want some of that, shot for you, shot for me. Like, just the old school stuff. I don't know. Everything's all fancy now. And she should make Klaus cat toys with your dreads. No, I should just get rid of them. I forgot. I bagged them when I cut them off just so they weren't all around the house. Just tearing up the carpet and stuff. It's like a giant spider. I just need to get rid of it. Mark, give them to Locks of Love. I thought about that, but I heard that they do not accept dreads because there's no way to tell that they're clean. You can wash them in baking soda and stuff. Like when you have dreads and you actually take care of your hair, you're supposed to wash them in baking soda and natural stuff so it doesn't leave contaminants behind locked in your hair. Most people you see with dreads don't even wash their hair, and that's why that has that stigma that people stink and da-da-da when they have dreads. If you actually wash your dreads will smell like lavender or peppermint or whatever all the time. I'd go to the casino and the old ladies would be like, is that your real hair? I'm like, yeah, and they're like, it smells like peppermints. I'm like, I know. I'm so charming. I know. I don't know, I have a way with old people. It's probably from growing up with old people. It was hardcore. Go to the casino and the old ladies, they just wanted to sniff my dreads. Sounds weird. It wasn't weird when it was happening. It was kind of weird. It's nice to be popular, I suppose. But no, Klaus Daniels, he's not getting more toys. Donna Sparks sends him new toys like every month. He's a spoiled cat. He's real spoiled. That's why he's so big. He's full of love. And cat farts. Ting ting. JeffMAC would be perfect AI. You guys would never know. No, you'd never see AI out there marching flags in the streets. I'm telling you. Happy freedom is the code word. Marching your flag in the street is the sign of freedom. You'll never see AI do that. Bobby A. Voodoo. Yeah, that's the thing. Keep these dreads around. People are going to be like, that's something weird going on here. Nah, Kevin, I don't pull out the dreads to snuggle with them on cold nights. I don't. I mean, I could have made a pillow. I didn't think about it. Bobby, I use axle grease as lube. Just spit on it. Let's see. Gary, I've never had dreads, but I had hairs to my thighs. My hair was probably that long when I cut it. I mean, my dreads were like down here, and when you have dreads, they say it's either half or a third of length. What you see is actually, 2/3 hidden or about half hidden. My hair was pretty long when I cut it. That's probably why I went bald. Just pulling all that weight on my scalp. I don't know. My dad didn't have hair by the time he was 30, so he was telling me I was lucky to have the hair I had. Either way, still here to do it today. Absolutely short fuse. Happy freedom every day. Robert, what are you talking about? I know what Man Bear Pig is. I don't know what the rest of that is. You guys are going off the wall here. Maybe a war will start between good AI and evil AI. That's an interesting thought. I've never even thought of that. Matthew, I love shaving my head. It's therapeutic. I don't. I hate it. Because I always got to go live. So I'm like, I got to get my hair right or I'm going to go live and everybody's going to make fun of me. It's just a chore. AZ. When I was younger, I thought baseball caps caused balding. A lot of people say that, but I wear a hat when it's cold out, but otherwise I don't wear a hat because I'm so hot. I'm at 101 degrees year round because of whatever's wrong with my stomach. It keeps me at a high temperature. I can't wear a hat like anytime it's not winter. It just sweats me out. Matthew, I haven't got any hair. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Big guy therapeutic, that's a tough one. I do. I sit there and just shave my head. I'm like, oh man, if I got one hair out, everybody's gonna see it. And the whole time I'm live, they're gonna be making fun of me, telling me I look like KJP. Yeah, so for real, people were blown away the day I shaved my dreads. I'll have to find that live. I remember being really nervous because everybody was always talking about my dreads, and then I cut them, and then I didn't even want to go live. I was like, everybody's gonna leave. Nobody's gonna hang out with me because I don't have dreads now. And then I went live, and everybody was like, what happened? They're like, oh no, Jeff's got cancer. This is the awareness live. He's letting everybody know he's got cancer. But that was not that. Son, no, not out there gilf hunting. I was good at it, but I wasn't trying. There was no effort. Let's see, just reading through the chat. Dennis Sparks cut off 14 inches. It's always a good feeling if you got a lot of hair. My head's a lot lighter. Yeah. That's when it's a good feeling. When I cut my dreads, I could feel it on my neck. I was like, holy, I was carrying 20 pounds of hair on my head. Definitely more aerodynamic. It was starting to get to the point where if I had my hair tied up, because when I was at work, you can't have dreads all over the place. I was working in a factory, have the machine grab my hair, but I could feel it. It was like you'd lean into a room because it's just top heavy. CC, high blood pressure makes you hot. Yeah. I don't know if I have high blood pressure. I want to say normally, well, it's been a while since I went to the doctor, but usually when I go, they tell me my heart's fine, blood pressure's fine, but whatever's wrong with my stomach is the unknown unknown. What's up, Crystal Blue? I appreciate you. Kevin, I didn't think you had cancer. I just thought you finally won that battle with the octopus on your head. I mean, I did. In a way, I did. Alright, did we cover everything? Did we do the thing? We did do the thing. Well, we have this Bud Light video. Son, that's what she said. You got me. Okay, you got me. I'm going to post the link to Rumble to all of you hooligans over here on YouTube. So you can come over to Rumble and watch the end of this live. Because I do want to show this video. I keep skipping out on it. Well, not this video, but I keep pulling stuff for the alternative platforms, and then we run out of time or whatever, and I don't get to do it. So we got to do it. We got to do it. What's up, Pencil Lead? Happy freedom. Gary, when I was young, I was told I looked like Jesus. People used to kind of say the same thing to me. I don't think Jesus actually had dreads. According to like history and stuff, Jesus had short hair like the rest of the Romans, because it was during that time. Matthew, no Odyssey? What, is Odyssey not working? Odyssey is gonna give me a stroke. I think Odyssey is working. Wait a minute. It says it started 12 minutes ago. I know that's not right. Now it says 2 hours ago. Drop a 1 on Odyssey if you guys are still there. I don't know what's going on with Odyssey. They drive me crazy. Let's see. So I dropped the link to Rumble. There's the link to JeffMAC Live. And then I'll just give you the link to the link tree, and then you can scroll around and figure out which platform you like best. Go ahead and... Oh wow, this isn't even the link tree. I wonder how long I've been posting this and thinking it was the link tree, and it's not. Wow. See, this is why you guys gotta give me feedback. You just let me suck, and you don't even tell me how much I suck. You just leave. That doesn't help. Doesn't help. You gotta say I suck on the way out, so then I know. Then I can be like, why do I suck? And then I can figure it out and be like, oh, my links are wrong. There we go. All right. Matthew, yeah, I'll drop the link to Odyssey. For everybody that's new on YouTube, I don't know if there is new people, but if it is your first time here, subscribe. Definitely join Gilded. If you'd like to go somewhere cooler than Gilded, then go join jeffmaclive.com, because we go live every day but Sunday. It's my day off on Sunday. It would be nice to get some new people rolling, though. Get these chats swole up right before protest season starts. I keep posting that on Twitter, and people don't know what that is. I don't know what people do on Twitter. I'm like, oh, riot season's coming, it's gonna be spicy, and everybody's like, what is that? Well, if you weren't lame, you'd know what I was talking about, but you're lame. You're lame. Lame sauce. Alright, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the spiel deal. We're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance. We're gonna end YouTube. Then we're going to continue on with the rest of the live on all the rest of the platforms, which you can find the whole list on the link tree that I posted correctly. And then that's the plan for that. And then after we end Coffee with Hooligans, I'm gonna eat some food, figure some stuff out. Maybe I'll go potty, I don't know. And then we'll go live again, we'll play the game. Okay, that's the plan. So with that being said, make sure I'm clicking the right buttons here. Losing my losing my pattern here, losing my rhythm. So when you get a second, please go to jeffmaclive.com. On the homepage, you can find all of my links listed. Go join Gilded. Go do it. It's free. Okay, go do it. I'll accept your application, because now you got to apply. You can't just jump in there. You got to apply. I'll accept it though. Don't you worry. Gilded is currently the best way to receive notifications for when and where we go live. Every time we go live, there's a news board on Gilded to keep you up to date with everything going on, and there's a ton of hooligans in there to hang out with all day, every day. So definitely join Gilded. Also on the homepage, you can find links to the merch store if you'd like to grab some merch. We have shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs. Everything is displayed in black and white or white and black, but if you find something you like, just click on that item to see all the different colors that item comes in. You can also find links to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, and Locals if you would like to support what I do. There's also a link to the Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without having to send emails, find addresses, or do anything like that. It's really simple. And then finally, there are links to the membership programs. We have memberships for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. And then jeffmaclive.com itself has a membership program that'll give you access to your own profile for the private social media area. You'll have access to the live streaming area with the built-in chat. You'll also have access to the advanced messaging system where we can text each other, call each other, video call each other, group calling, group texting, group video, chat, as well as the ability to upload any kind of media known to man to your profile or the chat. So definitely join jeffmaclive.com. All right, it's time for the pledge. It's time to do the thing. Oh my God, I think my allergies are starting to catch up to me. Not now. All right, hooligans, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's always good stuff. I love doing the pledge. All right, hooligans, hopefully you made your way over to the alternative platforms. I'm going to pass some comments through really quick, make sure everybody's all good. Make your way over to the alternative platforms. We're going to continue on with the rest of the live here for everybody that just watches on YouTube, and that's what you like to do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. I will see you later today for gaming and whatnot, and then tomorrow 1 p.m. Eastern time for another Coffee with Hooligans.